Sadia Ghana amamra ema kwan se mampani bia wote akonwa so afeso a wokomra hyebedwa fie na wodi State of the Nation address ekoto dwanom saa pepepe ena mpanimfo aye won hyehye nyame ya adoma efiada ebe bosumide etoso aduonu nwotwe no mampani John Dramani Mahama beko Ghana mrahye bedwa fie efiri bra obeje omen abanwa na wotena akonwa kase so se mampani no eniama ahodo ya wodi agu akwan mu baabi a wotimi aturu oman Ghana akoduro so ode akohye nkwa ana oman no ekwakwura amanamu ni nyina obebo ho amane ama Ghana fo ehunne ekọ ene de eba enu achi aban hyehye ahodo ode agu akwan mu ede ama afia aka ya eda oman Ghana anim no ni nyina ode ho nsem ebetu edwa na ewomra hyebedwa fie no opanipa wono ena ehye aban enwuma so na wosaye majority leader Owura Mahama Yarega ekasafa State of the Nation address eba efiada no ho ene wo kire se won munyina ye krado twen se mampani beba na sade o my Ghana tebia etie sesei no wode ho amane abetudwa.
The President of the Republic is scheduled to deliver a message on the state of the nation on Friday, 27 February 2026 at 10 a.m. in accordance with Article 67 of the Constitution. In line with the convention of the House, honorable members are urged to be punctual and seated in the chamber by 9:15 a.m. as it is inappropriate for members to enter or exit the chamber after His Excellency the President has entered the House to deliver his address. The Speaker, in view of the President's address on Friday, the House will sit at 10 a.m. on Thursday, 26 February 2026 to enable the House adjourn early in preparation for
Owura Mahama Yarega majority leader na wasan eyeswafo hye aban enwuma so ebo amane no fiada February 27 ena mampani Mahama ekọ efie ho no wode o meti bia kotudwa esanse amane free emrahye bedwam ne ba yenti yensem treni na nakwaku bofa ya woto nkra free ho ba ye ena ema yensa kan amane bo yento ansem no so Dr. Kasela to forcing eye omen photo samfo oswafo no na hye yesika sam so na obo amane sana no ukwoda na jo ena wonya nante se customs fo ya wono ya adwuma ewo afrawo omeya hye so empatamu ho baabi no ache articulated tracks mako edu nwotwe na sa ahyen ni nyina nanka efa oman Ghana ya transit na akopiem ewo Niger mainum ebra wonya amane bono a wantena ne to so ade achen ya wada nopa eno obo anan ekopie mum na baabi a okoduru ye na wone empanimfo ekwatwetwen komo no eye akano ene afrawo border no so na wonu mo kire mu se sa ahyen no a empanimfo eche ewo sa ahyen no so no wonu mo afom Ghana emra efrisa se ehyen bia fa niema na wo ye transit e de afa oman Ghana mu akọ baabi asasa wo kọ se de na we nom eko Niger no a customs for ewo emra ne nhyehyɛ ya ebata ho se wonu ebehye no ama customs official edi sa ehyen no achi nanso we die na sa won pese o mo fa kwati kwan so na wode ahyen ne kom ya sa won mu nya kwan anka sika ya oman Ghana behire ewo sa kwati kwan na won mu efa so no 85 million Ghana cedis na sade oswafo hyesika samso ebo amane nom eniama ahodo ya na ahyen afa no eye empem aduanan 44,000 packages ya wodi gunsaniani na okari emudura eye 880,000 kilograms na sa ahyen edu nwotwe no obo amane se emudu mienu de wonmo ache esi ho afei edu ba koso etwam akọ tema transit yard amampanimfo akoye nhwehwemu ade afa ho ba ko de ebra won munya nante yesa mpanimfo ba no enkedwane ana enso nyame a won pebone enkwanhia siye ana hyen no emuni etofom ana won mu sinsia ya akaso baabi a edwane ya ekro no omuguso a eti so se wonsa ebetumi aka na sade oswafo hyesika sam so Dr. Kasela to force ndi na bufu hye egu customs empanimfo so na wode na no di nsem to dwa no yentie bimra.
I am very disgusted about what happened yesterday. I'm very, very, very disappointed. I say this because, you see, if you have a country with such magnitude of development challenge, where unemployment is high, up to date, school children are studying under trees, where we struggle to fund free senior high school, where basic amenities, even at certain hospitals, are a challenge, and you see revenue leakage of such magnitude, you get disappointed. And it's coming from customs. I will say it as it is. What happened yesterday was nothing short of organized crime. It's a group of citizens coming together. The edible oil companies in Tema are threatening to shut down because of your activities here. Because of your activities here. What's going on? What is going on? But I have to assure you, this one, I will act, and I will act decisively. I will act decisively.
It is said the Ashafo Ehunu Minister Bo Fuba Pa no say aden. And you cry at Tihui, I asamia who do Yama Bebre na one mu here ya candia de abo pomden and so muni bi. And Motna customs ha. Na moto to niama bisi basa Emma or Manfo Timi Efa Niema Kwatikwa so na wade Efa o my Ghana ko Emma mine boka na kyerese niema anko yim. Enu achi one mo de krata aba bontene wode nhihya ahodo binum egu akwa mu se be ya leakages ahodo ya ekoso ewo meya hye so ne nyina be free ho. De di kan minister said cooking oil eyanwa ya one mo de gu ahyen mu se wode efa akwantempon so land transit na wode afa o my Ghana na wode akọ amamai ahodo so ne nyina free sa bere ko no mo de tabo atoso trasa wabra cooking oil bia ni ho mbe pack egu ka mu na wo mode afa ahyen so anasa o my Ghana kwantempo so gise won mo decision so na fa nsuo so na timi aboa ama checks bia won mo ye beye yie no wa ne sa pepepe afin wo say transactions ahodo bia ya efa land border collection point ho no SSM penimfo tena se na won mo hunu se wa ye monitoring any checks ahodo bia esefata ansa na won watimi dia for my Ghana share so se be ya o my ne nkohwiri sika se de na no enka eye asie no ana was say every sabre ekono so customs officials ya won mo betena se aye nhwe han na ni nipa bia ye kanana ama won mo atimi di niema afa kwati kwan so afa Ghana share so akwa aman foforo so a won manye duty se de esefata no wo de asotwen ye mu oden be ma won manu achi wobetimi do makogina Ghana emra no ama emra no ene won madi nti free sa abren hihya ahodo ampanifo di gu akwan mu e de ahwese Ghana ahye so niema bekoso wano eno no Yemfree border ensemi so e na yenko apomden mu owura kwabna menta kando eyeso afo a wo hye apomden ho nsem so asemi na anu bi wokan ye enei wasan eti so biem ya wokan ni nyina ne se wase wo hunu se adokotafo dodo no a e na aban apost wo mo do mo konkronkuma mu underserved communities ya won mo mpesa wo beko na wokan ama adokotafo na nya won ho ntiase se wunia medical school no a wo koye ne Ghana aban fa emu kadodo no a nti se wo posu na wa asembi kakra esansa nya wa wusika na oditri aye na aban FM eka ne binti no esese woye din ehwe mpanimfo na baabi wode wukọ bia wukọ na woni a wode won mo atoto mmea ewo nkronkuma mu a waso a wo men se won kọ no enche won mo be hyase asan atiasi government payroll so na obia ni din eda aban akatua enwoma mu no won ma hwe no ayi ni nyina afiri ho no wo hwe ade a obepine ho asia ne sense mpanimfo se kone kwoboa ema apomde ho nsem fa ne ntuma pemfra ewo mmea ya won motai ehia wo hawo na waye wadwene se nye kumase nya nkran nye kuro kase mu a wo de wo nkọ enti wote hɔ abosome so anu akatua aba minister se saade ne de bi nsi biem the free sabre ikọ no wo ye doctor no apostu na ase wo nkọ a within be free government payroll so
were posted like 2 years ago, obviously are working at their various places. But since I took office as a minister, we insisted that we were sending these, 700 people to the districts. And so we gave them some timelines, we gave them the opportunities, support opportunities. I have followed up to the regions, we have appealed to the DCEs, regional directors, chiefs, ministers, to be able to give them a befitting accommodation, some allowances. Some regions are doing it. So we think that you cannot be receiving salaries whilst you've not reported.
Genuine concerns, will they be considered?
Well, if there's a genuine concern, why not? But so far, I have not seen any genuine concern. Any part of this country is a country, so it's part of Ghana. And so we think that the people must go to wherever they are needed most. And so by the end of February, if you have not reported, we'll take your name out of the payroll, and then the vacancies left, we'll still advertise the vacancies, and we'll look at the next batch. Those who are willing and ready to go to those areas, we'll let them go and fill those capacities. So we're not going to compromise on that one at all.
University of Ghana College of Health Sciences what Kolebu Abanya Sabiamu na Minister Ebo Anai Konsra Shaya what the Sansemi 20 February every year we a doctor na unkoya udin be free government payrolls into us obi ansha nso saa midin e de afia twumwa katwe me sorry suino enchekra Kojo Marfo so betena se na Daybreak dwumadie no wode abra onye afidie ne mfiri ha yeda wase ne obra no pay wanya hwe
We are excited about life and we are always grateful to the Almighty God for His mercies and all the good things that come with life. We are cruising and ending the love month of February. But yes, today is the beginning of a new week. We are excited that you are joining us on Facha Television. This is Daybreak up until 10 a.m. Medini Kojo Marfo nyame omana domanya kese ewo so na odono a ye cheche no bosumi mu no wonsa enka de me de apart from dano anu obi anya mehwe 14th na no achi no me de ne de eguso a eba nkakrakra nti megidi se odofo no ni refiu se de me de refiu mi no a na watwi mu onsa ebeka de maestro aha no pay Kaakyire ewa ha ode nkomo a ewo nyina ebebro nti efisa break kopem se nondu ebebo de ubon krata ase de yensa aka no de bekyirikyiri mu e de amount. The African proverb is coming your way. We'll bring you sports at 7. Mampeni ene mampeni ni nkomo anopa migidi se na watwi nkomo no amwadi ni nyina no mampeni e de humu aye ebebremo because he would also be live in Parliament on Friday as he gives us the State of the Nation's address. Nanka anwa de se kuba anwa se nkate nwa se vegetable oil gaja okoto a na wadi but yehu se ze nkofo aye omo adwen se wo de anwa no ebedi dwa bi a emfasika emre oman Ghana nti anopai ehon nkomo wo ho fi se finance minister say on tena ho masika ze ye ba na ye de tua koku akuafo ka no nipakuo bi entena customs na won fa nye won adwuma kejetia na watwi yebeji kejetia nkomo fi say the board is been inaugurated. The former manager no oba ana say ye the manager foforo na ehye dwumadie no ase ehon nkomo ewo ho. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama on behalf of the Ashanti Regional Minister Din Nkomo say mampani beba santemantemu na afi akwan ho nsem no oni yewura edi ho nkomo sa nkomo no ete sen akowie sen da ben na mampani ba asante ya akwan ho nsem no kosen se wonante kuremu a obehu se mfuturo no adoso kire se aban ahyase a oye adwuma bi na ebreben ene yedi kotale no ebegusu amayen na afi ewiemu adwo nkane no still a yedum no miaye bebre nti ase ewom no etesen na watwi mu nyabrema yen wo Facha Television so na yemfa ni nyina emrel. We are ready with the African proverb this morning and we'll give you the African proverb in a moment. Right. And so we go with the African proverb this morning and the African proverb says, one thread for the needle, one love for the heart. One thread for the needle, one love for the heart. That's our African proverb for this morning. Catch you much.
Yeah, Jabra Kojo.
That's the same. Weekend in a man to uncle.
Ayo, say, every weekend I na so share work system. Me tutu akwan bi nom se me bedru no na jopa.
I see.
Ma so aye shakakra.
I see. But say if you boko.
Aka said de bia virus ekano. Akaboto num. Akaboto num. As February a chedodo.
Is that?
Yeah, we assistant sir. This week na ya besan ya kwasi ansa na memene da ya wie.
But see
ache.
Oh. Ojuma ye need ye otra 20th and how who you. Said ye tie bia ebeba. Yes. We nye tra 20th ebeba. Omumpu. Ombitia. It's here they are ready. An African proverb.
Yo, ebusuafo ya san ababiem ene ye dwoada nti ye hyase na ye nam ye African proverb ne so na ye tutu ye ho fo na ye de bia boye bra na ebeboa na sade anopai African proverb na eba ye no o se sade ahoma baako ene timi wura pane tokro mu no saa so na akoma bia hia odo baako. So on sa wo fa pane a na pese wo sina ahoma no a tokro ne ye 1 enti untimi mfa thread no in multiples enwura tokro ba konum dan a ɛyɛ ahomatea baako no na ade bewura paneɛ ni tokuro num enti saa ɛna akoma no a wɔbɔ ama wo so oba anase bɛɛma no wohia ɔdɔ baako saa pɛpɛɛpɛ ɛna ɛsɛsɛ ɛyɛ yɛde ba yɛabrabɔ asetena mu a ɛyɛ dan a yɛka ɔdɔ ho asɛm a yɛde bɛkɔ akɔfa ɔba ɛne bɛɛma ayɔnkofa mu ɛyɛ dan na nyankopɔn abɔ sɛ bɛɛma na wama wakoma baako na sɛ wo de akoma baako no wo de bɛgye multiple love wo de kwan wakoma ne kora ntumi enkuta saa ɔdɔ in multiples no gye baako ɔdɔ no nso enya ɔdɔ kan obroni si true love sɛ wo sɛ wo yi wakoma mu adɔde a enya ɔdɔ a ukɔbɔ ha kakra na wakɔbɔ ha kakra ɛsɛ sɛ wo bɔ full 90 minutes match na ɔdɔ no ɛyɛ de yɛ kan na di mu ɛno da nkyɛn a wɔra relationship mu no once a wayi wakoma mu sɛ wo de ɔdɔ kan ɛdɔ nipa no adeɛ baako so yɛ ahofama ɛsɛ sɛ wo yɛ dedicated ɛwɔ akwantuo no a wakɔfa obi ba so oba na wo so bɛdɔ bɛɛma sɛ bɛɛma na wo so bɛdɔ oba wo dedicate wo ho wade nyinaa na mo de tu saa ekwan no enu achi na wo de nokredie ataato wa anya lawyer anase honest ama o partner ɛbɛyɛ den sɛ saa kwan no a mo pɛsɛ mutu no mo betimi akɔmonim enti sɛ paneɛ baako ɛfa ahomatea baako no saa na ma wakoma ɛmfa ɔdɔ baako na fa wo mu no wade nyinaa wura mu fa ɔdɔ kan ɛkɔ na di nokre na afei nya ahofama ɛwɔ akwan na woni wo biba etuo no na wama ɔbaa no a wakɔfa no abɛtena wo fie no nani anya ne ntoto tokro bia ye tokro me de bia de ya na menye menua mema nhia ya meka kire wo mo na budia bi mo omutimi ne meko saa me se na bu tokro bia ye tokro wura mu abekọ de wo pasa wo ye na wo beye nti ade na sese mo ka se tokro no difference wo mu nti se yes se ahomatea ewura paneɛ tokro baako mu a saa na won so ahoma no ma ne nko tokro baako mu empanimfo si nsu a ye benom ne ye nhwenchen nya afi na me hwe cap no ho asapoto bibre tare ha na nsu kom ne wo enti hwe wani mutin fa wodo kan fa no kredie na fa ahofama etu kwan no a wakofo obi baba ne na betena se amone ne etuo no na etimi aboa mu nyina enko patre enko totokro fufrom e ma ne enko fa wo ha ema anopai ye dase
minim baby a wo de African proverb bi fira anopai ene baby a wo de abedu minim top of the morning enkomo a maestro de nam na sen kamba ma me ho kwan a ka African proverb nki entire mu anopai yo wo se de wo di nkomo no ba do de ma maestro anopai top of the morning he na nam alofa ye nhwe boys ni rura tokro bi mu ana bisa me beza mi hu de no sa wo de no obewie ne ntam a nka ye beba na sem but ye beba ha mo prepare lumba nyom ne mame why
adepa ko she tokro na
adepa ko she tokro nti o de mo prepare nto
of we ase de adepa bi a she tokro mu
but anope top of the morning wona me
tokro bia adipa wom
o top of the morning
Sagalam say she
tokro mo be na apese odi mbeze mi hu because African proverb ni jane sa ma ne pa e de asembe bre but anope he na nam
ofa enemenam Burkina nsem na ba last week no na me dia ba be
Burkina Faso
patrai
okay
yenje di for no mo ko di dwa sebi fofi antoata omukushia omakwenche wo no
okay mayentie ne kakra ya abone tofa man why
ofama wo so ni di tokro no
ba enye me tokro ne mani je ho nkomo na aka akire di ye ene asem na da ho no na me pese ye tire mu kakra
ofa sai obrempom bia petokro ana
nkomo no di ye no enye tokro ho nkomo no di ye tokro ne ye mfa to ho e wo ne nkomo ni
But for so we need you.
Minima seminar all can. Obey top of the morning now. Because you really want to upon you straight.
Of our exercise in Indian come on.
You can't be area can you.
Of our landwater, near me see war Titao. That's the northern side of Burkina Faso, Abra. Na ejedifono ekwakofa sebi tomatoes diaba ya memo ababeton diama o my Ghana na yenzo etimi akonzumi omutimi ekohia o makwanhie wonofa. It has actually exposed how we depend on some of these neighboring countries for vegetables. And also it has also exposed our national security as a country currently as you speak. Offer August Muho in your Minister of Defense. Right now as you speak, Nipa o taking care of the Ministry of Defense case of forcing. He doubles as a minister of finance, and then the human you do a tax rule or her is so or sanso her ye bambo incense so, which is not good for our country Ghana. A country like Ghana that we are having a minister taking care of our finance and also taking care of our defense is not good. Of our the entire makers and said, since when did we started to make sure say almost basic commodities are ye consuming a way memono? It is import-driven commodities at Tembiano, Yakra, Eddie Free Baby, and Diaba. Or we can talk about tomatoes, we can talk about onions, we can talk about garlic, we can talk about pepper. Almost the essential vegetables at Tembiano, a consumable. Ye di ewe dada sit nemono. Or my Ghana ain't me in the nemono, yetisika, close to about $51.2 billion over last 2 years. So we check it, the annual expenditure you're spending in only import-driven commodities that you're crowded by a memoir. Close to about $51.2 million and you're crowded by. And then it is costing much of this particular country. Offer, Oshe Ghana, your rain map, and I say your tropical rainforest map, now we have close to about 3,312 kilometers. It is actually huge. It is huge to the extent, says, I don't think, Burkina Faso, tomatoes, onion, and other things that can even be compared to Ghana. Nigeria cannot compare their tropical rainforest in terms of largeness. No, they cannot compare it to Ghana. We cannot compare ourselves to Niger because Niger from Yenusa. Ghana is actually having 3,312 kilometers when it comes to tropical rainforest. But yet still, because of the government, any year or margins or more bois farmers no krumha. Now, making sure say more farm input, we will feed them with a lot of investment, and then irrigation problems are stem beyond farmers no we will feed them and make sure say they can easily do their work just to make sure say nyama no mudriano by no mudriano we will have Ghanaians that they will consume into our and then we are applying our hope in most of the war-torn zones are saying get if no kokodi dwana so mo ba ni atoa so so ni ekunkum mo na no ada nipa 8 na ewu. I heard a lot of interview together with Alhaji Muntaka saying, say, in remains, no, they are bringing it back to Ghana so that the families of these the families of these people, no, will attest through DNA. Say, we know a yomudia and answer nyomdi offer. The America kwakwisidi say, the government of our country, the people of our country, offer it was since 1960s. And a Kwame Nkrumah served dream so developing this country through industrialization method. It is so-called Paulugua or making sure that area only. Some of the activities that the farmers over there no involve themselves in tomato farming. It will be a factory over there. Of a currently as we speak, factory at Dr. Kwame Nkrumah Bo Kesi or Honomono, Sisiamino Kase Enyejuma. It was 2015. And at John Dramani Mahama, 15 million Ghana cedis investing in that particular factory. And then also invested in a farming activity so that the irrigation system and other farming input and logistics are farmers in here or the Bemomo. He provided all of these things for these farmers and provided a little bit of cash to this particular Palugu factory. But currently as we speak, of a Juma. When you go to Akomadan, Akomadan is notably known. So when you talk about tomato production, Akomadan can once a man could be no question could be a casa. But offer tomato factory Akomadan, but I say Aquacus is saying the tomato farmers no more or more money at the same. When you go to Wenchi, when you go to Insawam, tomato farmers and tomato factories say offer. We are not able to do it very well. Offer in 2021. Nanado Danko Ekufado etisika close to about $21.2 million. And making sure say one particular factory or multi import Gino, any promo tomato paste now, he will make sure say at Insawem or be developing a particular factory, and that factory will serve as a secondary processing factor. Since ever some factory no ever also generate revenue at the amount of my Ghana. Of a say economy no factory no akwakosi saying. Ghana barber to Imrebia, we go to Niger just to import onion. But meanwhile, we have fertile lands over here. That these fertile lands can easily produce us with these onions, can produce us with the carrots. One of the main opportunities, one of the main activities in the Asante Mampon area, carrots, offer cabbage and carrots. But besides, say government no any sign any that so who say obeko honum akwa investing in this particular farm people are now. No, he's not investing over there. It's 10 billion. I mean, yen business women, yen businessmen no. It took quite a fine toast. Every Burkina no more diaba. Omoko Nigeria, Mokofa Jane, no more diaba. Omoko Niger, no Mokofa. I mean Jane, no more diaba. They go to these neighboring countries just to import these vegetables to come into our country, which is not good as a country. It's a kwako yese. Young man when I offer. We don't have that kind of boldness. Say to me. I mean, baby, not the self people near you are patronizing most of these products near farmers, and even we will have our secondary factories and so processing most of these vegetables and so the offer. We don't have that thing. Into Omaya Timbiano, you plight your hope. You plight your hope in a war-torn zone countries, no. Timbiano, human life and a cost. It's not what that you need to see, you know. I am here because of say so-called Eastern region now. The name pa waji din wo ha, your friend of Constance ya wa kwa because of so-called Eastern region now. Or you for him in toes him he has a family to feed, and because of our ignorance, because of quiet fason chichire man yin into no, these traders ashiro monkwa. Meanwhile, we have beautiful farmers over here. We have fertile lands over here that we can use to feed ourselves over here. And you call Burkina na you call offer. In last 2 years, and Ibrahim Troy making sure so basically 2 processing factories, tomato factories. Ewo honum, Baku, Bobo Baku in Doalu. We'll see the menu honum, and this factory will serve as a generation of revenue. And a Ghana call honum kofa tomato paste from Burkina Faso into Ghana. Omaina kwako do baby. Even in so crampono, ebetum rebebani in so mobile, this is a train so the free baby because all our water bodies over here has been destroyed. True galamsey. And as a farmers no crampo a pinso e de ye your crampo this or more bread because these water bodies no contains toxic chemicals and them no galamsey for na say so no. Or for me this sound come away no. The entire me feel say it's also threatening your national security as a country ni. Of our so-called borderlines, Ghana is in a particular shape. When you go to the north, we have that borderline with Burkina Faso. In the eastern side with Togo, in the west side with the Ivory Coast. English-speaking countries. Most of these countries now are French-speaking countries. The money you say some of these countries, they because of say war is setting in within their countries. Most of their people flee in as refugees into our country, and of us on them chroma. Ubakwa koton could be almost says radi so mufri Niger. Or free Mali. To Burkina into our country. Now, you chrome hanam na babe hostage. And Niger for we go chrome offer. So Kaswa babe than the second home of Nigerians. Now what that meeting Nigeria for babeji a den do honum. Oh mugum cho. Niger for babeji den do kwada so mugum cho offer. And then we are in a country that our defense, our security system is so weak. It's in Kemase, Russia ni beba you chrome ha at the metal glass. Eba be fireman torch. Say be to chrome come on. Offer be fireman torch. We are not the Minister of Communication and Culture say. Offer.
Yeah, but say. And come on, oh trim dodo.
Offer me trim.
Yeah, but say. Because a cream say Africa na yen kan ye hum. Yen sha say West Africa. Na yen tre yen kura batem. Ne yemma ho kwan mase me fi ha e ko Nigeria enisa me jefesa me ko Burkina Faso me ko Mali me ko hen a ezese ye kekan ye hu bom me ko Cote d'Ivoire nyesa
offer Matias
this is all prayer no den na se Nigeria for ba Ghana no ma be high dan no mu timu a ezese how offer me ba then na Togo for Bagana. No one will be digger, send your chrono no more bebo. And now omu be be a bit tiamra. And near my yeshan, son at the bebre.
Of emphasis, I'm bringing.
Na Uma free market. Pin or borders. To allow for union so many giants, young pony and good digger. Other African countries, Omumba.
Offer or meba. Bano mobano. If they are coming on a purpose of business things on my bay or I don't have problem with them.
Now the Omba
but offer. Besides, some Quadano Mugu Krum, offer so they will use a car.
Okay, so all can Kalana Sam.
Yes.
And no meaning a concern for all of us.
Yeah.
The bit about other foreigners are banned on behind dying. Then you tied in the Russian.
Sir or mono offer.
See, you create more yama for say, man, omu dignity. I say, omu ne omu meba. Because omu didn't chrome high in the last 2-3 weeks. To say, I could be a ban or be fire man for 4 phone or near man. Monson come didn't chrome her. Obia who video be on you be that. Monsumo and a man here cheap. And then Pacho of Bani Muni went on in a die.
Of father, we say, men castle meet you, but for me,
because of way.
And a person say, we are in our country, offer. The so-called security agencies of Mokruman offer, or more borderlines, or more technology, and every system of our country is very weak.
Mimizawata. But what Kogana border Nibia soda.
Offer. But could be also that, sir.
Okay.
Maybe I
walk be one was here at the gate to be two
of our BTM adding.
Minimum your team. Come on with the mental be as a man be say, walk to say a tomb now by this year view.
Of your tomb, all right. But you know, say, we have some of the illegal routes. These immigration people and some are making omunim. Some illegal route Omunimas and Crawford said your 2 main borderlines no move from the raw mining. They know it. And a honor the GF for the raw mining.
Sa
a honor and a Burkina for the raw mining.
Sa na Ghana Jenny for no Omukoko Dija. Sa no Munsura said to Crodimu Awokan. Eko Burkina Faso, Eko Cote d'Ivoire, Eko Nigeria, Eko for business. E would as a deba.
Of home don't offer like
me no ya adwen say esese ye bo ye mbodess ne ho ban said ye be ya ye betimi abo ye man Ghana ye bo ho ban but ye nkomo a titiriu ne wo mo a ahwere wo mo nkwa
yeah
me mpese me kam na ye say obi awu na enhame but omo efa desert na so kopeska omo wu no Mon come once a woman. Of Omo dear, Omo de Omo Ghana for of it. Omo a ship was so say Omo cope, Omo da bla bla, Omo shrew Omo kwan, Omo dosu, yes, yes, say. Omaya will be too quiet. Peso Bekra. Peso didn't chibeja. In the Etikrum hay. Omo a co fan near free Nigeria, Ebano. Ye knew one would do. What I say? Ebi fa kwati kwan so e na kofa ne ma ba eba ebi fa kwan tene na so
e na kofa ba
enne ye ka so bia odidwa wo Nigeria Ghana ha omra no metro ni din na ye hu se de be ya ye betimi abo mo ho ban wa hwe ye nya nipa 5 so mo nko
of anything my system ni ye weak ko mo hanom
entiase a ye nya o man ma ne ye wo no eno e na esese ye sesa no edwa no a wo kodi no oso ope aban bambo ye ka kire o mo ekodi dwa Nigeria so obi a metro ni dia obeka say ye ba ye be hwe ne tax ese so otua ene adie nti no onye nti aban no wasudi but ye kuroma no ese so wonso ye ka kire ye ho say wabisa ho say nti a omo e carry ska ko Burkina Faso ni ade no emfes ka ni nwura akuayom wabisa ho say nti a nkokofo famo capital omo de famo ba so omo de say ska na ewura
akuayom a
emubiamu a nka Ghana benya mo ahwe ye hu nti ade no mo ye no because that's the business they want to get themselves into. Nti I agree as I see a creating an enabling environment. But a business nko kofa niam afiri amanone e de ba the obetimi aya ne say you impose more taxes on omo e kofa ba so that they are distracted and invest in Ghana. And now say government had a package ebema womo person womo kofa niam ba that they come together na omo investment na nko omo de kofa firi obi man so ba yeah, they invest na government has support to in terms of protection. They said President Mahama in his first coming he created some business environment that gave loans to people, pharmaceuticals at the end. We can get into that direction. But specifics there, it is always a competitive market. Oko jaswa, you tomatoes
offer. See, I say your system you weak.
I have not disputed
system. O catch me say, Mako borderlines ni nyina so no. Offer do borderlines ne so and I be say Ghana ye mobo.
The borderline nya Ghana nkwa na wo so. Ye ne Togo nyina na wo ho. Minim. Ye ne Cote d'Ivoire nyina na wo ho. Minim. Togo, Cote d'Ivoire. Ye nyina sa
and I be hu say because offer. Say you working. See your system no any data you put two things in concern. We have specific people moving in from our country, in our borderlines, back into our country. There was specific data, there was specific system, checking most of these things. That obi ogo find them free, baby, and they say we illegal thing. Oko omo developing now. They have systems, they have data. They tracking every business.
Omo ton drinks. Yes, as I said, ode stamp be boss. Where bisa huni ntia omo pese the stamp no boss ma.
Say ni na so no offer
but I no pay
some come na ba case food and drugs board on come
na wudi no ehia ye beto aso na watwi but me misa o adentina ya na eye odin say wo be fa oba ba akopena na be nante
offer ene no abrabo na ye bo no enye se me tu obi fo
me nka se tu obi afo a direct question me say aden na
abrabo na ye bo no e wo se bi nipeku mienu miensa nine enum na hu se na ebesi abo obra na fa because e bia de okwa akofa ba akọ na akofa de ato so no e bia ne no akọ akọview bone
o de asante kasa eyi ho ano ye mpese me kire ne se aden na o pese o de emma ba ko mienu miensa eda at the same time
of the same no obi ankoda dem of the here uzi be sa sem
sa o mo e den ya
because say you do in common we say o hwe na o hwe
oh yeah
na o hwe na mbisa say aden na o pese o ye ne sa because say suban a one ne na ya obehu suban
not in a bad way of as you a date na
men can date in one some so fa brofu me sisi na de be kwa kwa sa o ne say ni ye de kwa na oba we da na na oba we ada na na oba we ada say wo say o try
o sa honhom nyina
o ha na kire mo sa
da bi say de oni obi we koda ono no de no last last
no
over last
o hwe suban a metewase o hwe we e bia ka kire suban te say woni nenam ubehu
over we say oni obi na man wo hwe ni yo
akosua suban so te say o hwe but aden na say oni omu nyina dance and wo hu say de suban te
ofa enane de enna oni omu nyina da ni nyina aka ho bi ena ma bra boni de ofa tokro de ade papa bia wo tokro what does it
because you see me no ya adwen kwam bi so say so oso ahonhom
nyina hwe yes
but ye kasa so ahonhom hwa en jese ne ahonhom na o
en koda ena na me ka no fa
so say ene ne nante na hwe se de suban tie na afi wase ne pese mehwe akosua suban mehwe ya suban mehwe ama suban ama na me ne tena eyi
no
eno enasem mam
afa ena na me ka no ena na me ka ne be wie dating no so when you beat na when you suban na emom ne nkoye se one ne koda cause in the morning na wo from be from empa bone
na se futu wo de ma ho na wo de ma wo mo e hwe
o me de ma boys no mu tie me no na se mo sa no me de mo
Ghana ha ya wo be ma wo so o date so one oba nada
Any be new.
Yes, Monsa or
because the moment I want your case, I see or Bentime, no winning an answer. Tokro no urem.
Of fact, yes, and so I am faithful to a man. Yen check your population.
Yen check your population.
Yen checking me my population.
And your population.
Obi responsibility.
Of an attempt, yes, come back on my man or my canoma.
I know you're waiting.
I don't know.
Of my dang.
Who are you, man? Yes, you dear. You back.
Lord, you back. What I say, you back. You back off where you back. What my canoma then on so giant. There be, I was a be, papa.
Papa now,
Papa now, we are no necessary. Was my boy, member, no member, 80%.
So him said they're walking. So Basso, yes, I'm a member, moon to me.
Yes, sir.
I didn't see me. Yes, some combination.
Have you
baby, I would Jan to Panama. Catch it, Miss Rewa. Then can't some more bam from member, you know,
yes.
Sir, Ujidi say, Ubet me a worry member, you know, you know, a worry woman. For sure.
Yes.
And then
I remember somebody say, "No, baby, oh, ma'am, you know, better more."
And no, and now worry them.
None anyway.
Sir, Maestro say, "Yamma, mamma, quite now." Almost a whole woman and share. I didn't know about a chimp and I know worry no. So who's about no crowd bestia on Peninsula?
Aye, only a jello.
But a beer said you won't saw her. One worry no. Obit me no be chimpana 10 years. Now I back so we're dying.
Say, why dying pan will be no chimpana 10 years. Sabi weddings in Hunuba.
And yes,
and yes,
only Obiatina 10 years.
Of a yes, and
oh, Marin.
I don't know.
Ah, there be no problem.
Oh, the only problem.
There be
of a problem, any woman.
Only Obiatim.
One answering.
Oh, swing.
Oh.
Into a band so set bedroom. Now on shut on money now.
Oh, so
study or money now.
On your cafe.
That's a whole bay no. On young come from Sobian.
That's one carry.
And I'm sending you now, so as I will carry her. You say, aha, and when I watch now after bar when it's your home. So I say,
of an Sanya Mammy, Uyibi.
A dear.
Also, sorry.
There be no sorry, Sandy. Debbie, oh, yes, last way you went. Debbie, I won't come on about you. Me bra, me born. You know, be the number, no.
Ah, okay, oh, you're lawyer, oh, you're principal.
Because me, say, Tia, open set, oh, yes, Ardian. And my own canoe.
Of an boys now banning the
Debbie boys now banning Subine. Munina, mo, yes, a varasa. Nka ebe boa ma sumdwe aba. Oh. Brahma chi.
Ba kunnie. Oba, me jozo.
Na dze.
Ah, ofanya me adom. Ah, onso e.
Ah, me ho ye. Anope na ka chire nkom a odi ne se. Pane. Ahoma ba akopɛ ne wura pane. Nti esese odon so. Eye odo ba akopɛ. Bema obehia oba obehia bema. Esese one ne nko an ne nante. Se asɛmba mu a na mo se mo atemontem e wukohia afofra but se oni nipa miensam yenu ni ade ne nam ne de emwa Kristo sompa one ne ya adwen
mene ne ya adwen but ye mprempren
na but de sa asem komoni
o mene ne ya adwen ba ye mprempren no nsem wo ho
mprempren be bi
hu nipa trim asem
na ye hu nipa trim dawo ye ni suban a oda na di na ba mu
nti de oda na di no o hwe na say muawo a you either attach or detach.
Why don't you move on?
And you're bad. But say if that is the intention, I don't know ya mo pesa mo ni o mo dam.
Adiam di kofi everybody over. Eze mi tumi so he. E hu nya ba.
O pesa o so he.
Eze mi so he over. Mi di kofi everybody.
Do do say na mo pesa mo so he.
It depends on nipa na o pesa o so he. Nipa na o pesa o so he.
Onim. Nkomo a esese ya gibre difi se emze mema no mo ahu se ema no timeline at a point the time no twam into desperation bebam into mo take advantage of sadiem ena mo ye niema ensem fata
you do 30 years expiring data
can advantage
expiring data
but the area say almost e ka hu bi na expiring date ne ka won Because mu obiri bi omusu dura omo ntehwe do be ka bia no home beti.
Yes, office ba.
Ndino say wo ya sa de na se be duru say wo so time na e lapse a. Amanfo so be kire wo shege.
Omo ye yiyimu a.
Yiyimu, omo say mu.
Na no de ya fom ha ya. Ge bi twam wafa no ho pa. Papa bi tie pra ge bi no ka je ho ayefe. Wan fi no. Ba ni panic to Honda mu anko be fi no. Ti sa no mani na aka ho.
Ni na aka ho bi ofa.
Nti no ma no omo ye no. On say chance bi ani mu aso.
Yes.
Nti sa de tie ofa.
Abuzafo uguso a wo hwe Daybreak or Fache television so ye dan ye ho abaye ba agudi nsem de e course ama no ne
Nsem eba ebesom wo day na breaki nti esem panifo kwa ahogem kakra na omutime de no matoto to ase ombo ma beto aso enso atime ede mama wa bra ye be pensem man mu nsem ni apene poma sibe na no mani na no enso atime akoye ntime ma ba me de agodie mu nsem afisem ni amano nsem ni na no maka bu mu na meginam ede ma abodi abe na afem di mu ni na no enso atime aba so medino ede Benjamin Jemfie Kwiokon betima from Ricardo Vras na de bia da etoda na emugisi ya na ma ba beginam na me de mu nsem no enso atime ede asom yendi nkomo ne mfa fie na yendi nkomo ne nkwa de Ghana Premier League match 22 no enso tuja over the weekend na games awodo enso atime tuja say results no toss one as mabobodi enso atime ede ama na se de sikoye no ena no ada haso folk tifie anhye bi ema brekum Chelsea omo enso antime anhye bi Heart of Lions ehye ba kuma Babiani Gold Stars enso atime hye mienu Adriana Football Club anhye bi ama Hoho United enso anhye bi sanso na Kawala United tifie hye mienu ema 11 Wonders enso antime antibi FC Samates 1996 anhye bi ema Mediama enso antime anhye bi Baseke Holy Stars ehye ba kuma Swedro All Blacks omo enso antime antika ne bi Young Apostles tifie anhye bi ema Sante Kotokoko ekohye ne kano mako mienu a omo enso edi results no enso edi ekosanso na Nations FC etifie ehye ba kuma Dreams FC omo enso etie kanu ba ko a eno ene the Ghana Premier League hun senseme etudwa me de etu ene mene enso ewo dwumade ne so na o hwe league table no after week na say ana esitie Mediama di kan with 45 points obenya team efene Babiani Gold Stars a onu occupy second position no with 42 points House of Folk toso miensa with 40 points na fi fourth position no e Asante Kotoko with 38 obenya Adriana Football Club a onu so after 23 matches no wa amase 38 points and after 23 matches Samates e wo 36 points and afi Kawala United toso 7 fa onu so 34 points obenya Heart of Lions ono nso di ho e wo 30 points ubenya Vision FC a ono nso wo 30 points ubenya Holy Stars baseke no omo nso e wo 29 points Bechem United also 11th with 29 points Nation Service it also 12 with 28 and afei All Blacks and so it also 13th with 27 points Dream Service it also 14th with 27 points now for Brekum Chelsea it also 15th with 27 points ubenya Young Apostles or also 16th with 26 points now for Howard United it also 17th with 24 points now for 11 Wonders and so no and as what teams in now on also after 23 games or 9 points and no and in some Kaakyire 6Am bar made the air to him and so our Jumadi and so none other summer testify and media madi bomb game the banner we will be anti me and she be Christopher Enning a head coach and my team summer test after the game we didn't come say at the chair.
But I think like I always say it's draw win or lose so we have nothing that to just go back and win. At least have to be able to get a goal there so I think it's quite a tough game playing with the league leaders but that's not what I was expecting.
No, and then someone Christopher Enning and so to me to Joanna Ochim said, Nanya no, and now expect it, no money nano, and so to me across our GDS results, no, and so a file be a far banner backo, and so at him Eddie acquire, no, and then some Kaakyire 6Am bar, made the air to anyone here, and so I was Jumadi and so, and 10 times so me free or Naming Como and Semfu from Namidin Como and Semfu from the Yamon Rum, a house of folk Kakache, near Common and from Free or Motifie, and a Brekum Chelsea, Ubiana Timan for ball. After the game, head coach Adama Timua, your friend Brekum Chelsea Opania, your friend Samuel Board Kofi years no within Como at the chair.
Yeah, I'm not happy at all because that's not the motive, the reason why we came here. We came here to win, but it's quite unfortunately we drew with them, so I'm not happy due to the position that we are now. Yeah, we did it throughout the week because sometimes in the game it depends the tempo of the game. We need to manage the game very well because as we are coming, we know that House of Folk is a big club. They have a very good technical team and the individual players are really good. So I told them to compact at the back so that they cannot penetrate.
Kofi Yesu at the 2 Jawa Chairman say, oh, but no, him say House of Folk team near team and what ding sounds soon a head coach. I will do my name near Opania or no soon Majuma Yipa to catch on to a compact said a House of Folk team no ain't me no and then someone board Kofi Yesu. And ultimately 2 after so nya draw at the tier team where your friend House of Folk yedimun seminal and then soon when I pay ever Jumadi and so young room ever House of Folk catch a head coach at the moment a coach a friend of Masu Didi Dramani or no and so to me in come after say Omunya draw no.
I think that we still need to improve on our decision making. Those key, very key moments of the game. I think that we had every opportunity to have at least scored a goal, if not more, but to score a goal and then we don't control the outcomes. We can control how we have to do, how we have to set up, but the decision.
No, and then someone opening a friend of Masu Didi Dramani and so to me 2 church say still or decision making, and so to be improving on it. Nano money nano and so to me more. Now game cost no na action because we are friend action day. Didi Dramani say no back community and so to me to be no happy with the decision of the referees. Now where we are not also doing so team say or complaining and so to me the assistant referee and so and my referee ba man yellow card still. Na on 10 once to use an answer before and so at me by power GD said no ma na referee no and your park na so na me say na no ma and shada and kuye no and they said and 7 and so si ko ya minimum 7 at air to an yankonia incident how do see ya ba kono na emako GD drama do say we pilot ha no adwane say incident way and so see the game man or GD say na say nka penalty etimi ko e ma team e fe na crash nanso I say referee no antimi anye no nam subi na atimu say opane ne bu afua na say wototo to ne say kwambia so na ogidi say yenya no won kana dwen emfa nkire referee na eno ene nyoma baako yenu bi a etodwa enso akra for game ni mu a ye de eto nti wa hwe de etodwa ya obetimi aka na ye penalty na enye penalty ni na no ye nyoma etodwa enso ewo game ni ma ye de mu nsam no enso e de eto anim yemfiri wo ne ye nin komo won nsam fufrom ne ye din komo won nsam fufrom de anano wada and asante kotakwatifie elusu eretia House of Folk mu piemu ewo wanchi eno ada ekobo mu ne hye kan maako mienu na ansa na mekosa voice ne so no menko na meni nkomo wali Mohammed no ene ye player edema team e fina House of Folk after so on board draw no udi nkomo sei ene de chair
share and the match boy the kid to make a lot of chances but yet man I'm making for attacking 10 no they find difficult maybe ball into the net now share my Abrama bona pie 0-0 now share me like me timing no my timing no was very poor for share more na most in first half never see me so bad I mean take the advantage no na my timing here poor going to that game should the coach be on board nyambo next week they have following instructions na the call in next game.
I say now the time ends poor in the first half. No more be anko ye and so say results no ends team anko into next game against Bebiani Gold Stars. Amo where say instructions are code we no ombedi so na afinyame pa na watwe di anim no omatimi akọ akwa kunyanku nimdi na no mani na no enso atimi akoyi amane no ene Ali Mohammed nsemo a wede tu dwa mede mu nsem no esum na no pay on Fache TV. Na after the game House of Folk fans no edi nkobo na say no mede mu nkono de share.
I think it was very exciting draw. Maybe we can blame the referee, but that's okay. I think well, I'm from Amsterdam. I was impressed by the players who had such a good condition in this weather. I know that
fans has come in their numbers, so we need to give the fans 3 points. Let's continue with this win so that we know that we are closer of winning the league. But looking at what is happening right now, it's going to be difficult for us to win the league.
But unfortunately, they didn't play to what people were expecting. I mean, a lot of supporters who came here.
I know any someone has a folk fans nibi ensuetimity to their church we say said doom so na dosu wo team nim emwa mo team nyi league no e bi nso say referees ne ba ho a o ma ye de o mo pe o ma team nim ensuetimu aye ha nanu ya da ye na o mo praise o mo after so me share kotoko ne o ma team anwini to o mo say ne mo ba ko benu bi enkoye mfa mo no ene nsem kakra fi ho ba me de bu sem no enso e de to anim ye mfiri woni anim komo Hoho United Eko ball draw enso ewo doma na doma fan gidi say modern a Hoho United ba boy ye no na say sefata so omo enso timi twimumume enso timi di mo omo ye home team de results na nkwe nanso wa bra na Hoho United team ne kono yenko nyenhwe hawa na dwe na fans no echi omo on. Eno ane niyama etoja ewo doma enrada after say Hoho United enso eko hodi aduana to a goalless draw omo corners ye boji omo so sa fans de gidi say wan bo omo moden amane omo ni nano enso atimi akoye di ama omo a eno ene nsem kakra fi ho ba mede mu nsem no enso e to anim Bebiani Gold Stars enso atimi edinkunim e tie Heart of Lions after a go down omo sorry ba e betete kano we need by 2-1 na go ni ba ye no ene said no man enso si call ye no na so atimi say jubilation no enso e cause we e go a eno ene de 3 points ni nano ewram e wo Bebiani atimi say na no mani nano enso e hyeye e de matimu a je frɛ no aye Bebiani Gold Stars na ukom no adi nkomo a Gold Stars celebration after a win no say enisi call ye. Eno any Gold Stars celebrations omo enso after say omo share 2-1 against team friend Heart of Lions omo say omo di fufuo na mse nkunni ba say dia na say so nya nduane mu odu we de 2 ye na say bibia no enso timi to ye no ana nsam kakra fi ho ba me de air2 anim Augustine Okra enso pusu ntena na ho said ye nyoma no enso sifa ko ya na timi say nyoma ni na no enso ekoyi pa e de matimo a your friend here Bechem United to Augustine Okra na say all papa goes no enso etimu ho a ye de mu nsem no enso e de air2 anim against Vichy no na timi say the goals we know share no e bi enso etwagu a ye de mu nsem no enso e di air2 anim ne enso ewo dwumade ne so intantam to yamfiri ho ye ni nkomo ewo Ghana Premier League nim na Asante Kotoko eto atim a your friend Young Apostles ko share academy nim a Young Apostles enso antim anti academy after the game coach Prince Yawusu edi nkomo e de kire yen.
I mean a lot. This is my first win. Definitely
make people recognize what I can do. Yeah, there was a pressure. The players themselves, they felt it. So we tried to talk to them to forget about the pressure and then concentrate on the formation they want to play. And they listened to us, and it worked perfectly today for us. When we had our 2 goals, that's when it shows a lot. So we're okay with it. No, that's up to when the time comes.
And then someone coach Prince Owusu and so to me the 2 Duchess and Kundia when you Kundia. A coye the man pa because the first win ye a treadumania or more and our training grounds or catch on say or pressure and from also not tactics or much wrong on a monco, non coordinate you partners and no more and then couldn't be and sweating nearby the moon 7 and so added someone a word to Madian Division 1 I mean a total now if you want one on it now meaning Komokaka and so and family 2 mommy Division 1 and I say Dimon Komo and it way air Division 1 zone 1A. Monday 20 results from Tamale City share Bakuma Northern City and so Antimiant Rio Tamale United out you know Eshemia Sama Wa Power and so to me take Kanumbaku TF Exponential Eshe Bakuma Sankara Nationals and so Etimisha Kanabaku Boga All-Star Shebako Emma Yapi FC and so Antimiant into way a division 1 no zone A near the Musam Atuanim Samsuna division 1 no zone 1B saying and also Sensitive City Doma United Eshe Bakuma DB United and so Antimiant Legon City Shemiansa Emma Techima Liberty Youth Eshe 9 Brekum Arsenals Eshe Minuma VC Warriors and so Timete Kanubako Samsuna KSC Academy Sheminuma Mighty Warriors and so Timete Kanubako no and a Sedian Sensitive Koye Samsuna zone 2 no Elmina Shak Shebakuma Ebony FC Antimiante Rose Park and Shebi my future stars and Shebi Sky FC share 9 and my second 11 wise and so Antimiante can be in super fidelity Shemunu and my new Biasa Shebako Kim Face Shebako and my soccer intellectuals Antimiante FC Adgood Shebako and my police national and so Antimiante UCC Youngster Shebako and my Seshi All Stars and so Antimiante Nafi Park Academy Shemunu Busna Dwars and so take Kanubakwa and when I said no mano and so Siko Zone 3 no Intala Shemunu my Hakla FC and so take Kanubako great ambition Shebako na God FC and Shebako FC Nani Shebako true democracy and so to me Shebako golden kick and Shebi Emma Wafa and so Antimi and Shebi golden warriors Shebako Emma SMPF and so to me Shebi great Olympics Shebako Emma Trap Divisa Shome Kanu Makun Sia Home Star Shebako Emma Port City and so to me Shebako Nafi Okwa United Eshemiansa Emma Accra Lions and so to me Shemi Division 1 League no Emun Sensem and yet media 2 anymore yet 7 Echo ye kwamra na mom abrantia your friend Enoch Morrison over the weekend twatna fair and so ewo goma hia goa abrantia and so to me share na ze ahunka wom na se no mani nano and so etimi ekoyi abehu Enoch Morrison go na o share na se yemfa wuram ewo amonone ni eni nkomont we Enoch Morrison go over the weekend or no and so etimi share ya edemu nsem no e de air to anim bash digital satellite you be now pe decoder bia wo wiase a e bash American for and so etimi dem a we hotel we fie we hwan na open decoder there e bash open movies open football matches open documentaries bibia open bia no e bad digital de sika kuma bi na beko no ama no bebre na so etimi de kofie na no na enso etimi akoye se o kwa abrepo a wo sane abrepo junction traffic light no kwa ase ho a right side ho efreba bi ship me ho na obinya bash digital so wa o twen wo na afi wo decoder ho nsensem ni na no ono enso etimi aye na no ma enso etimi akoya wan ti we frɛ no on 0556 287757 and after 0501 720917 after any bad digital satellite and so etimi di komo na no mani nano enso etimi akoya monitor na after any komo emfamfa over the weekend games ahodo a etodwa e won krofon so Premier League games and so etimi todwa na say and a results no enso sifa koye Aston Villa sheba kuma Leeds United and so etimi sheba ko Brentford and shebi ma Brighton and Hove Albion and so etimi shebi no Chelsea sheba kuma Burnley and so etimi sheba West Ham United and shebi ma Bournemouth and so etimi and shebi Manchester City Eshemienu ema Newcastle United and so etimi sheba ko Crystal Palace sheba kuma Wolverhampton Wanderers and so etimi ante can be Nottingham Forest and shebi ema Liverpool eshe kanaba ko Sunderland sheba ko ema Fulham eshe makuma yensa na afi Tottenham Hotspur eshe ba ko ema Arsenal and so etimi she na ene 8 p.m. no Everton and Manchester United and Eddie Bomuano and some Kaakyire Premier League nim eba uromo La Liga ni mo games ahodoa e to dwa no sei na musu sensem titiem Atletico Club and so hye ma Elche e hye baako Real Sociedad hye miensa ma Real Oviedo and so hye miensa Rebeti hye baako e ma Rayo Vallecano and so timi hye baako na afi Osasuna hye mienu e ma Real Madrid and so timi te kanu baako Atletico Madrid hye mien enan e ma RCD Espanyol and so timi te kanu mienu Getafe and hye ma Sevilla and so hye baako na afi Barcelona hye miensa e ma Levante and so timi anche bi Celta Vigo hye mienu e ma RCD Mallorca and so timi anche na afi Villarreal hye mienu e ma Valencia and so timi te kanu baako Deportivo Alaves ni Girona and so the besi ani ene uramo Bundesliga na sia say and a results no and so sifa kwai over the weekend Bayern Munich hye miensa e ma Eintracht Frankfurt hye kanu mienu sounds na Wolfsburg and so hye mienu e ma Augsburg hye miensa Union Berlin hye baako ma Bayer 04 Leverkusen and so timi anche bi Cologne hye mienu e ma Hoffenheim and so timi hye mienu na afi RB Leipzig hye mienu ma Borussia Dortmund and so timi hye mienu Freiburg hye mienu e ma Borussia Mönchengladbach and so te kanu baako na afi St. Pauli hye mienu e ma Werder Bremen and so timi te kanu baako Heidenheim hye miensa and afi Stuttgart and so timi hye miensa ho no and ne Bundesliga no and some Kaakyire film baye uram and so friendly champion na sia say and a results no and so sifa ko ye Brest hye mienu ma say antimi ante Lens hye mienu e ma team friend AS Monaco hye miensa Toulouse hye baako e ma Paris FC and so timi hye baako Paris Saint-Germain hye maako miensa e ma Met and so antimi ante Oze and Anshebi e ma Rennes and so hye miensa na afi Angers hye Anshebi e ma Lille and so hye baako benya Nantes hye mienu e ma Le Havre so antimi ante na afi na Nice hye miensa ma Lyon and so timi hye miensa Strasbourg hye miensa e ma Lyon and so timi te kanu baako no and a results e toja e wo friendly champion ni mu ram e wo Italian Serie A na sia say and a results no and so toja Sassuolo hye miensa e ma Verona and so antimi ante my own Juventus tifie Anshebi e ma Como e be nane ye kamienu a yenso ye de ekofie Lecce Anshebi ma Inter Milan hye mienu Cagliari Calcio Anshebi e ma Lazio and so antimi Anshebi Genoa hye miensa e ma Torino and so antimi ante Atalanta hye mienu e ma Napoli and so antimi ante AC Milan tifie e ma Parma kutwa mbeka baako a omo and so antimi ante Roma tifie hye miensa e ma Cremonese and so antimi ante kanibia ne team e friend Fiorentina ne Pisa ebo and afa Bologna and so ne team a ye friend Udine Calcio and so e de besi ani no ene nsem a efi ho ba me e to ani me ne and so e wo dwumade ne so afi sem ne amon ne nsem ne ye bobo ano de besom wo ye dwumade ne so no e ha na mrema e kwan amaye timedi asi nyame pa awia ye tenasia extensively no taking beba na afa amon ne nsem na wanti na no watimi enso e de asom nsem a abelewa e kan ye ese owura ye friend Kylian Mbappe lutin sami no one said 2 consecutive games nie abranche ne ntimi hyegu amanfo se em se ne hododo no kakra onya fedos yam fanto amanfo anim se nanu ada against Real Sociedad no wantimi ansi akan o ma no home ye nenso noma na enkoyi emfama no nyo ko ne decide obi a obebo se wonya feta one doctors ne decide inti abranche fe Mbappe no oya fit onya feta omfa ne nsi akan da no ene nsem opani no enso etimi tuja wura fe ne Hansi Flick say yam fanto basafo nanim se wo wani age se mo kwa akoji league no o se me fanto wanim se ekwan ya damanim no se wo fa fom enso etimi awura mo gatanga emu wa yie pa because ogidi se ne team no munya nyina o mo na so yi no ba ko meni bi wo ho a encheda enyina yie tu ye basani na ogidi se ma be san Real Madrid ho timo ogi league na sa o si dabi enye sa na sitie kwan damanim ma se mutwa sa kwan ni na ansare motimi agasa mbetimi age enso atimi de asimo na so no ene nsam Kaakyire fi ho ba me de eto anim wura fe no Mikel Arteta head coach and my team friend Arsenal o se na no ada mo bo draw e de team friend Wolverhampton Wanderers na Arsenal wi ase na na wi ye obi ase na Arsenal e na Arsenal no se mfanto anim testa wi no ye o manya no ye winner e Kaakyire wi ase na still ya on course na emrante na bo moden enam se nyoma e course so e wo mutim no na enye is nanso omatima ba out stronger no ma sheka no maako enan a na emse no mani na no enso ekoyi Igo Tudor e coach e de ma Tottenham no se Arsenal do mat for mo level Arsenal wo hu ba bia team e fa ne Tottenham enso timi gina to me talk so akoso na afuma konkoden na no mani na no omo so timi aye niye na ese no ma enso atimi gina brane enso atimi e de amom owura ye fa no Liam Osini e head coach e de ma Chelsea no se ye fa ntu dwa se uye team kese a ese wini wa bra e bia ka baako ulidi wadi card undi card ese otimi ye na be bia timi ko na mom omo hu ni o ma anko yi o meko no kwa kusua de na bibia no enso atimi akoye de amon no ene nsem kakra fi ho ba me de to ani me ne enso e wo dwumade ni so Benjamin Jemfie Kyokon ni me din wetima from Ricardo Vaz ne me ba begina e de ma abodia be nyame pa about 3 pm na tim na betena ase na afia de nsem no mu nkyeremu mo enso atimi e de ama sam radio me jaw ha na me de watch the Daybreak team ne nsa na de aka nna no omo de ato aso de ama makraw
Kai say Millennium Constructions at Daroma and Beson Imperial Global Shipping and Logistics one at Daroma and they did the Ubon Krata and Komono abroad dan da Akwenya ewo homa say and Koma ye di wadwen chire wo ho na wamayensa account 0207543637 0207543637 or the buy beken kind nyina ama. We are active on our social media platform on Facebook, Facha Television, on TikTok, Facha Television, on YouTube, Facha Television. Oko X platform, that's why you're active. Sa na fachaonline.com. Now we read the messages in our at the amai. We begin with the Daily Guide this morning. The Daily Guide has a front page story. 24-hour economy misled the youth. That's Kojo Marfo who speaks. And Mahama commissions B5 plus steel plant. That's also captured in there. The government chair has been discharged from UGMC after a car crash. And the Minister of Health has issues and is captured. The Interior Minister has also introduced automated fire compliance safety system. These are all stories on the front page of the Daily Guide.
Abusia for Daily Guide, the Bokrata no any day share the Bokrata pense mono asset. Na Kojo Marfo and our channel Kesepa ede aba of once a year bimrashe bejani or Kasafa 24-hour economy ne home. And was said the penning for a sibo, one mama near for 24-hour economy ne home. Seba Ebebo Numa Quine Amagana Mebuni Nya Biayano, and Yano Cre. Na one comedy or 24-hour economy no a tune futuro Egugana Mebunu any. And to what's now, say a free 2024 no, now one more can 24-hour economy or 24-hour economy or na kwatuaba. Edema NDC, say one more bar, or your youth, na benya jumaya, and your one more bois. Nyomba any na political gimmicks. One more nam kwati kwanswa tumfutura guaman fueni, and one more bar ye 24-hour economy no baby, ebeke kan chrono, and fedjume bia emre youth. Ena Kojo Marfo abo amania Daily Guide de ho asem aba. Na wase mampani John Dramani Mahama akwa homem ama B5 Steel Company bi wono mo apa ho ntoma na we ye adwumaku a wo ne aban beka bomu 24-hour economy nhihye a wo mpesa wo eyi eho. Ena Interior Ministry ahye ehwe afisem so. Onmonyamfo Mohammed Muntaka Mubarak na hye no. One must want to say Emma a ja free one more rant one nam abe for quine so apa Jumadia be hun to ma nina fa a jashia quine one mube to me aso ano eho and now one more day baba Juma Interior Ministry ho now one man kasa ye proactive ada one hoso ansana a jano to me aba and was a garman chen now saying a betoja se wanyaka nkwanshia kakra Woko UGMC University of Ghana Medical Center. Nyame adom mpanimfo ahwe no awie ama gamanche ne ho ye enti wono mo ayi no Daily Guide amane bia wode abani.
We continue with the Daily Graphic this morning and the front page story says B5 plus pioneers 24-hour economy. President reviews as expanded plant commissioning and government ban land transit of cooking oil. Finance Minister orders a crackdown on customer complexity. That is the Daily Graphic.
Yo, Daily Graphic, the Wokrata and I de air to us na. Oswa for Shesika Samso Dr. Casella to force and echo PMO Akano border. And no ever from Mantemuho. And now one customs and penning for a share ye. Na one musu set tracks a who do binum ya a day and 1 year, dear Diane and nam. A choir and Kasa customs and penning for fast more money that way one more juma. Free shiny bay transit, our Ghana Hano Akonija, minor emu. One more aunt to 20 ye, young Kanyamenqua, sa tracks, a Makuma kudu mo chenu to me or ya. Ka ya Ghana bebono, yasam ketwa. And then the minister bufu ho, ya wanam student share, I would do binuma ba was if free sabre yako. Say, I one kwana, car craw, a sono dia, or money who quite saw the far from. Na modi anwane ba wo mo fancy ship so na mfansu so ene e ba ne saa won mo asasa wo mo ehye seaport ne ade no mbeye ba ma bibia kwaso wano sense e be fa car na won mo nam fom a na customs first wo mo yo madwuma wo mo nye saa ade ne de watwam enti ho amane wo Daily Graphic mum ena B5 pioneers wo so ye adwumaku a wo se woni aban ebe ka wo ho abachiri mu na 24-hour economy and sheshe no wo mo de wo ho agimu bi enti wo mo adwuma baako ena obi ano wo Ghana ha mampani mahama yakobo ama wo mo ebie ano said e be ya wo mo ede wo ho ebebo oman empanimfo a wo mo so betimi aye adwuma no pa wi anwumira na dwo de so mu na wafa Ghana adehye ni bi aka ho nti B5 amampani akọboama woma commission honsem Daily Graphic EDP aba.
The Chronicle picks up the story of Finance Minister going mad and the madness in relation to how money is draining down the coffers. And it says the Chronicle newspaper, Atoforsen is mad, threatens fire and brimstone as Ghana loses over 85 million cedis at the Akanu border. The Chronicle also captures the story that says hit Goldfields pours first goal after reviving Bogoso Pristia mine. The Chronicle.
The Chronicle, the Wokrata no etwaso ewa ha. Ono dia Obama ne se osofo Dr. Kasela Atoforsen. Sebe nadwene emu ayehye amanka ya afa ne tirim. Enti damu a wabo ni nyina nya damu a wote esi abontene na mmom wabo Ghana sikasem ho dam se esese customs mpanimfo eye wo madwuma mo mani da ho emo man no enye sika na woye ayenhwe ama Ghana ahre sika be 85 million Ghana cedis ewa Kano border enti woko ho enano ya wada no enema ahodo binom ya wadugu akwan mu na yedi kan aka se wo se anwa Wamomfa emfroka emfa omeya kwantempo so gise ekofensu so na aboa ama hu sika esese oman no enya nyina no etumi aba na wobo amane se ejumekua edi Heath Goldfields wonomo akwakopeja Pristia Bogoso gold mines no ama wonomo etimi edada sika kokko nani no de edi kan kra wonomo hwi na nsen na se Pristia Bogoso sa gold mines no adwuma ne nhada nyai to makwa revive ama ne manyina etimi atotom ntina no pe Chronicle the Bokrata ne ba ya na mane ebi no.
We are active on our social media platforms. Send us a voice note, a text message, and a WhatsApp message on 020-754-3637. The News Center has a story, 24-hour economy bill won't deliver youth jobs upon Nkrumah, and $1.1 billion to be invested in Ghana's network expansion in the next 3 years. And that's MTN Group CEO. And angry cocoa farmers converge on Cocoa Board's headquarters, and Mahama Ayariga, the majority leader, speaks. Cocoa protects politically engineered, he says. The News Center.
Yo, the News Center, so enayede to so ewa ha na wo share News Center was a 24-hour economy bill no. Enti me emma Ghana youth enyuma enye. Kojo opon kroma ofonse ayere bi MP ena nani abre ho ya wobo mu amane wunya de wokrata e bi na kenkan a de emma na dwene eye no se. Enti me Ghana mabuna adwuma enye no. Ubenya bi na watumi enya emu enti ase yie na wose MTN Group CEO ono na edahoi ene oba amane se beyemfie miensa entem no MTN fo be ma wo mani abre pa na odi sika $1.1 billion asha won madwumanum said e be ya obetimi improve wo network e wo my Ghana mu frisa me bi wo ho a wo gina pa na use MTN na eden gisa frudua ansa na banya network e dia ye wo call ene internet de na bobo nto mo ba betretre wo mo ntaban mu e wo network mu na etimi aboa Ghana koko akuafo e de abufuo akobodompem Cocoa Board atena ye kese ye won cran se wo mo mpene so da e ma ban enhwan won musika so ntini won bekoso ayededa agurande abe ene ne mpanimfo asom ama won mo atekasa majority leader Mahama Ayariga ene wo se koko akuafo ya wo ma wo mo homne so free last week nyina na wo mo se wo mo proteste na watente su kokko ati aban no wono de wo hu ni se e ya amanyosem amanyofo bi na taachire ene wo jeje takra wo gem wo piepia won moti ko monkoye na aban nya on popular enti Mahama Ayariga ne nsem ya the News Center no pay ode aba eno no.
We continue with the Daily Analyst this morning, and over the weekend the story captured the headlines. International arbitration, Ghana clashes with Togo over maritime boundary dispute. The other story says Ghana Burkina Faso strengthens ties with new security, transport and border agreements. Mahama commissions the B5 class phase 2 expansion. These are stories. The Daily Analyst.
The Daily Analyst eba ene anopaya nsem binum ya wode enam ene se na watchi mu Ghana ene Togo minor edi aboy ni papa ne nyina eye oman Ghana nsuo ahye so niama ahodo binum a ekoso ya mpanimfo susu se entwa yenti wo hwe esoro ho a nipa nimfoni eda ho no eye Felix Kaakyire ofosuo so afọ no na etonkra efri abankesiem na sade won mabo amane ne kwan a ofa so ne Togo mpanimfo ebon komo ya womo esi womo gina ye ni nyina no daily analyst de obokrata no ebe kire wo mum omampani John Dramani Mahama B5 Steel Complex phase 2 expansion ya wokoboa ye ema won mutwa ahomamo no eno so de obokrata daily analyst aboho amane no se Ghana ne Burkina Faso won ma yire womo tamu pa womo ayonkofa no na no de si ye no amano ansai emu ya bam won ma yire wayonko famu se efri sabre ekọ no obehwe ama bambo ho nsem agina pemem passport e wa aman mienu ntam nyina no wo mo betoto niema ama akwantuo atumi ayemre ama oman Ghana ene Burkina Faso aman mienu nyina won ma de hye pese wotu kwan we ko Ghana we ba Burkina na chese niema akoyie daily analyst
Kai say if you are into import and export business based on Imperial Global Shipping and Logistics Adaroma the Ubonkrata and Common Ebro. What dancy a hun shishayene a hun niaman so Millennium Constructions, what can who be? And I know pay the Ubonkrata and Common Yade Ebro. The Daily Gist this morning says faces of NDC gurus who tricked cocoa farmers for power. Faces of NDC gurus who tricked cocoa farmers for power. And he has some photographs in there. Get a copy, and you would have the photographs of His Excellency, the photograph of Eric Opoku, the photograph of Sami Jemfi, and Ato Forsen on the front page of the Daily Gist. The other story says, on Easy Calm in the Bias, on Easy Calm in the Bias, Catholic Bishop post love letter to President Mahama on cocoa crisis. Attorney General sweating over oral cases. These are stories on the front page, the Daily Gist newspaper.
Ebusia the Daily Gist the Obokrata no eba anopeya wode enipa nan emfoni ena asanlai ewa ase ho His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ne de enedi kan wo free hwa pe na Finance Minister Dr. Kasela Toforsen wato aso afeyera Eric Opoku osofo a wo hwe kwadwuma eso no ono so ato aso na Gold Board CEO Sami Jemfi ono so atwato wase NDC gurus ekuku dam ye wo NDC amanyokonum ya won monam womano kasa eso eto Ghana kokọ akuafo mrade ebre bi atwam na wode eba atumi so no eno na the Daily Gist womo de womo aboho amane se nipa nan wonom nam kasa de so eto Ghana kokọ akuafo mrade enti moto abawie ye no na ne haircut no aba no Daily Gist aboho amane no se ukọ barracks so a eniema bi ekoso ewo ho ya ensheda entwa yie eno nti page 2 ewo the Daily Gist mu na ebema on sa asemi enchiremum na wose obiso se oral operation recover all loot eyade baako a mampani Mahama ba mu no ape nkrofo sha se ora yi wonwa ya wie edi wonwa no di nsem nyina ne nkrata se ne tirimutie ni kwama mampani atani general ashase ya wo ye nhwehwemu afa binom ho kwa adunu kra de bi atentam binom na obisa se emfifire ti agi ewo ora nsensem ne ho ana afi se efri bra wo mo firi wo mo dwumadi ase besi sa abre no mo nhadante se asmasi ya ka ase wa ye se wadi sika we nti edi ni gina daka mu no wa ye mfonso ya bua ne fo wo kodam ana wo twa sika no ora ne kosi sen enti Daily Gist ebisa se Attorney General Dr. Dominic Akuritenga Ayine emfifire ti no fifiboni bi ti no ora ho ya ye hu ana pe Daily Gist na kenkan.
Let's continue with the Daily Statesman. And the former health minister Okoboy agrees with Maestro that Burkina Faso killing is a security failure. And some women advocacy group is demanding the revocation of the CEO of
Transport Jampo.
Yes, Ghana Shippers Authority CEO Ransford Jampo. I am worried, and that's why I'm getting confused about the story. What is it that they want from Professor Jampo, the Women Advocacy Group? What are they looking for?
But
what has he done?
No, what has he
done? Maybe. And yes, so ye did this Ransford Jampo. Yes, sir. Now, sir, Bema Tete or by in any cross. Of a bit, may say, oh, there was
video evidence.
There was a video evidence suggesting what?
Suggesting
harassment. My kitchen. Oh.
Sex for grades. Say sex for grades.
Okay. So there were allegations. Allegations. There was no adverse findings against him.
I say how?
But
video
committee na etina legon ye ni hwehwemu no almost say asembia ni hwa ye de bonus bo a
hwehwemu no manye ni yi
nti saa no omanye ni yi saa no na wo wasa tamasem no na wo court no akọji hwehwemu ebeboa
of evidence na
and I'm say evidence
but answer na no revoking appointment
what the basis ben be revoking appointment
enti pa say we permit severance for Jampo na video evidence e kire say was harass female students sexually na committee say mampani John Dramani Mahama ba ye na ebia we take a mass serious said the women advocacy groups in Ekanoa enka Ransford Jampo nye obi a o deserve such an appointment.
You almost can say you took room here. Na you can't send to Maestro so. Na asem na you can't to Maestro so no. Obi nya dance ye ni nyina so am ya nka say asem na you can't to no so no e yampa. Efi sa abre ne kọ no. Ma Maestro ye ma no tumi bia na adwumadie bia ma ni nifi say obi kan asem to no so.
Asem o mo kan ento so ana ntwato so
evidence ne ye hwan evidence why
video evidence
video evidence of what
expose
how obi anya bi share
say unim say krom ha
ebini
debi asem na ye kan onte ase ye kan se ye hu video but enhwehwemu no ai omo ye omo se amono
e wo fan ben so
bibi sawa
finance na committee ni ye no
minu yemiensa yete he se obi de asem kodan court na court ni bua na one court nya adwen a osan kọ nanim onkọ nanim enti se obi de asem court ni ebua se onifo a na yeyete ye kire esi chinchina a odifo ni ye court Dabi ye court
of adiwe
enti mi bisa wo yemfa asem ntu usu sezi a
dem say all the tools now evidence they are fine
evidence no ye can court
na professor moi now student oba
asema mi bisa no say me fa bi ntu usu sezi a
SHS boys who be fidgeting with your breast sa na ye den
evidence no
do asem ne say me no te hey say me no mienu nim cut and paste exactly
it's
say why bibi
doctor no
minim masem ne say enkomo ayen ye di ye de mratare ho it's advocacy group no our evidence to show say yampa ono na eyeye omo court
it's all person what say evidence upon the committee in the findings ni na
but yes set up committee no there na so omo ye adverse finding so omo anya bia don't we take the committee report as
and it's a san here can there minister your friend is a communications minister ebetimi agina so aka say Russia ni no omo nkwa extradite ne mra
so the communication minister says Over. Communication minister no come am nwie na kan o paper no. Communication minister no say ensem no said ye omo ate no. Omo ne Russia ban e di nkuta ho. Na se emra e wo Ghana ha. Emma ho kwan se pani no edi mfoni ne ba abonten. Se emra no etia no a. Ombehwem ye de naba. Omo nka so wabu mra so. Omo se de aba abonten a omo nim no. Se omo ye nhwehwemu na etia no a. Entia no a asem bia nsi. Enti se mo pese ye di. Da bi mo pese ye di kwan ho nkomo a. Ye betimi ye di kwan ho nkomo. Ba ba bia ye ti. Ofa. Enye de man de ye mi.
Ofa, meti baby a onso free banase. What do you want them to do? Say advocates need feel say evidence need enough.
They should provide. Almost because you see, and common na ya mudi ni sa ukrom ha. Oba akro no a. Osisi asuso ni mpokua mu nti. Ha no. Onu de be page asem no nya wo a wo down there mu.
But they are speaking on behalf of women.
So they would have to get the women and go and speak to the appropriate quarters. And then come on, I am within the chrome. Memphis into so ana.
Of a to me so not provided with evidence. Evidence is enough.
See, I'm my Ben. Oh, catch it. In Pokuano, I dear Tara, or na we, na me cha. Me cherry, na my true story account. Say, ye bear, Jumamua. I dear Maestro Yan so I didn't say to so catch the nufum. Na quabonting.
Na quabonting.
Ne ye you wedi. If you say, obey Juma, the way
no question of him say so.
Me patcho me say, me catch the usisi as I dear Tara, how would one sabe coho, me cha. Evidence in the video no. Na sana oye.
We incommodate wom.
There be sana oye.
Of a way incommodate wom.
And I'm simundi common ne.
Incommodate wo video ni.
Mundi common no.
Of incommodate wo video ni.
And I'm simundi
video say. There be catch the camera me. Catch it.
Kan the chrono am say, e ya dance ya no mama.
Of us example, Butako exonerated but faced disciplinary committee. 2 lecturers of the University of Ghana who were accused of soliciting sex in order to extend some advantages to female students in a documentary by the BBC. Okay, BBC have been cleared of any act of sexual misconduct by the fact-finding committee set up by the university. That's the first paragraph.
Now we have to paragraph, baby. The first paragraph explains it.
Maestro, Twaso.
Oh, further here
can been exonerated, but there's a but.
Disciplinary committee. I'm facing disciplinary committee.
They were, however, found culpable of conducting themselves in a manner that caused embarrassment to the university.
Thank you. So that embarrassment, no one so university no the amount. And I'm going to almost say,
embarrassment is near the
end. You can't say embarrassment. And come on, fat on with the man we na adwuma say and nam say, oh yes, Sadian. A brand will be a share. What would you man anymore? Into Cotinefi. That is embarrassment. And so for Nabotrep. Oh, yeah, we are. Because you see, the moment Mobeka harassment. Na Mopesa Momani, yes, say, a idea would differ. Now we are not being fair to him because the investigation has been done, a report has been provided. Almost ya embarrass and one searching omwenya. We are university na admit omo ye adwuma. So how do we say that he's guilty of an offense?
Video we.
Mimisa wasem. Say adwuma mu ha. Obi ye bibi. Na ye twe naso. Na ye twe naso wie no ohya adwuma ase a. Na ye da so e ka say odifo.
Oh, offer. Ya twe naso. Say adwuma ne hu say odifo nti na ya twe naso no.
E no waso wa ye ho adwuma wi. Oba na ye da so ka say.
Yen kan wasem bi. Ye be kan wasem bi ma na bi ye dey refer no.
Nti mbajo kan kire emekuufo. Kan kire emekuufo. Say omo wo adanse afufuro bia Omon court.
Of a sense, now, who's a finance now committee in the air, no, of a fake finance, no,
so unim
because as we see of
the real news, to the compare real news of a
of a same way see in any serious country, Professor Jampo,
by now call them, would him say, who say in any serious country? It is out of my unim ne why menka mama science menka all the way so menka abusafo ye guso aye di nkomo Daybreak jumadi wo facha television so the one crata said the over canon na ye nso ya kira adwen se di wo akwanya say ode e ka homa ye nda ne da send us your messages on 0207543637 0207543637 oba yebema akwanya no nwotwe agba ne santie nche yebeba na onso ne mampani abedi nkomo de obon krata no anopei dodo no ene bae yepem ekoye anim na yenkohwe the daily searchlight this morning. Disgrace at Saboba. Okay, disgrace at Saboba. Fire service goes to hospital fire with broken pump. Disgrace at Saboba. Fire service goes to hospital fire with broken pump. With a photograph of the Aswanse Member of Parliament and Minister for Interior. Majority condemns minority over latest posture on slaughter of Ghanaian traders. These are stories on the front page. The Daily Searchlight. Remove mentally ill. Mentally ill from the streets. Okay, that matter. That matter.
Meaning say feasible there.
It's possible for us to do it because nkofo in nam kromua omode ade ball windscreen yes wa bodam yes ubehuna okuradade ode ball bi a wakuno wapira no omo nso enam kwan mu no yes omo ye mentally retarded nti so omo ye mentally retarded there yemfa omo nyina mfiri krom because they have become endangered species na yemfa omo nkobia ya yebetimi ahwe omo because now there was a report of obia yes nipa mentally retarded or the ade abon wakuno sad the end there when a group way there na mo advocate na mo nyai emeku for
here Enti the Daily Searchlight NHS animguasia port or si was Saboba Kromo. Na fire service for your friend almost say a Jato hospital was Saboba. One more could do yeno. One more pump no cry, one more than no and yet and one pie. A better than swear to me afem. Ama mode akwa kodumu janti ayenim guase ama interior ministry no said there were muntaka ni mfoni abano na wosre ekuo bi esre se sebim preduasa wono madwene mu kan wo mo na wo mabodam ne nam ekwan ho nyina no sesei wo ma hyase edi ewu nti ebetumi ampanimfo nyi wo mo nyina mfiri kwa ho ema no emwa no se majority condemns minority over latest posture on Ghana adwadifo ya womo ekowu wo Burkina Faso no ena majority se no kwasem kwaya minority fo afaso ayire asem no mu na womo eka no asa asem no ankasa da ho nso womo kwa anwan efa ho a womo mpese womo ka no kra ne de atwam na Ghana fo ahunu saa de ne de enye yenyina na yete parliament ha bibini a na mo asechire no kra na ka na mo mfa so bonko ba obi a wotene ba bie na wanye bone ewo ho enti anopa Daily Searchlight eba ya wono so ne nsempo ahodo binum a wode aba eni
anopa said ya chichiri mu akire no migidi sa wonso wo adwenkyere so nko a wode ebeba o mantem ho bibi koso a obepese woni mampani ebedi ho nkomo a anopa yen kasa on 0206334646 0206334747 anope ene mampani enkasa ebra ye twen sa woni mampani bedi nkomo no o messages ayensa kan no maestro ebekin kan messages no ede ni nyina ama live on Daybreak Fache television so and our anope maestro yen kan messages no while ye twen say woni mampani ebekasa
Wafa yen kind messages ne kakra itimi aba yensem ewa ha we free piaga or say a good morning of Kojo Marfo and the crew. After so we so free Al Hassan Bawa also good morning Mr. Kojo Marfo and we so free ML Smith or say Daybreak and or the fire emojis kakra itimi edi ato ho edi amai we so free Atoki Skyman Airbender Lamarck or say boss every girl in this country is a potential hookup. With money, car, and iPhone 15 going, you are good to go. The voice of the voiceless, Mr. Kojo Marfo. And
hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
All right. On TNK, but on TNK, the Informer newspaper gives us some story and it says Mahama appoints Kenneth J as defense minister. There's no question mark to it, and I'm wondering whether that is indeed what has happened. The Informer newspaper says Mahama appoints Kenneth J as defense minister. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Opening down where the Enano pay any man penny in Casa.
You're very also Dr. Mchi. Mekasa Wataprade. Nyamin Shilamo, Unumapa, Moody, and Opay or Fatchet, Ibiso. Na many at the pan and net day, say, but I'm Bias or Semus Menu Mampany Casa. Na Miss Mitchell Magin, Professor Jampuma Semna, na Okano. And that Ghana na Yawono, MC Yempen no Quarry Eka. Obi bet me the asamato so obi bet me ye bibi the way obeka said ye na omampanyi kan say obetumi aka kire ye nua na no to no say omfa ne nsa anyi bibi wo ye nua ba ne wo obetumi atwa ne dia be ye bibi point atia enti no say bibi sa e wo ho a emakuofo no wonfa enkokot bio say die ye hu ye ne die fundings a bia mpanyimfo ne de ba ye no still ye bonyu so ni omo nso omo ye victim to it no so no omo nso must involve no mutimi to anamo me fo se e brana sa na o man no na chichire no betimi akoso nya me enhira mo no ne munya adwuma
as a catch Informer newspaper said you odi ne nkomo no o wadanse wo ho ana say speculation na bia
na Kennedy say ono so a fine minister works and housing and he will be all works and housing
actually, in the John Mahama one, he was deputy defense minister.
Okay.
No, a deputy defense minister. And almost president or it will be interesting because for us in Ashanti region, then we'll have two people from Ashanti region at the defense ministry. Anyway, hello, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Opening down where the enemy penny in Casa.
Your friend Asamo Amekasefri Asante Mampong. Omanpenyi Mahamo by Jumapa Bobo. I say, I'm for Oba Hasra. Mahama Betna so Jumapa Oba might be Apono and Mampo MC. Honorable Yafu, so it came out for Kumona Pass on the US. Street lights could see Jamase. How about where Jumayani so
all right. Yeah, that's it. I no pay. Catch you need didn't come about Kennedy.
Say Asemino Dominic Nitiwo, former defense minister. Waba Bino Echia Achepa, or Moya Sen and say, I say, or Maymo Yunano, Yenni defense minister. Our Bayer said Juman in Tina Manabasa auntie. Send her Mampany appointed Kennedy, which Yenshad names the informer. Or no one who and I walk becoming
yeah, checking from the communication department, BBM fi home my. But they be exclusive no they are
well, because or they are in banner headline and
is the BB hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Opening down where the name man penny in Casa. Hello. Right. Unfortunately, the line is clear. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Right. We move and okay. Now, yenin komo mekai was say based on Imperial Global Shipping and Logistics, where into exports, any imports. In this, all the niema air kwamanone, say all the niema framanone air bao my gun and moi, wabeje and niemano a yama kama a haubia and mahu. One prices and so a relatively low, said the bear. Wonso ubetimi ayu niema na afi port ana harbor na yede amount so all the cars efri amanone aba o man Ghana mu a Bison Imperial Global Shipping and Logistics near adwumaku a wo behwe aya amount say ye bar say ye cargo car say ye pickup say ye saloon car Bison Imperial Global Shipping and Logistics ebe yini nyina ede amount one wo tema community 2 Kotuka International Airport. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Opening down where the name and penny in Casa.
Your friend William K. William K. Jenyo. Na me kuku ni enti my grand me pese mene o man penny enche ni se. Sisi a kuku e bona watesu. Yen sala yen shedan siase. Esanse sani amu kase omatete no amaso dollar bafum petra bafum bibia bafum Ghana hano yena yeye kuku eguafo ne yene abaya duma efo nyina yetua etape reference ne bawo university MP bawo university accountant bawo university yenyina bo a yetua no bo pe ba mo se Ghana ayemre yatete no amaso koko dollar bafom nti koko no so yateso ne America ne se enye se yenyina ye pese Ghana ayemre na yenyina ye hodrie ndia enye ekuya abayedima ekwo no omonche wo mo ase na yantete omo so akati aso na ye hu se yenyina yakwa one level na ekuyafo enko de mwate ye sika so Then you see, just 4 months, September, October, November, January. Now you see, but 4 months, you use for the whole year. What you are Obaba yare, Oyereba yare, Obabe Koski, Ube, ye for dear. But much so. Na abaye juma efodi modi emoji market ya pe na se me ba we investi na se bia me next country na ni politician eso nya no na abaye juma ye ni bi opani bi ade ne ba akosha ho na me de bia na ye kwa de opom enti no eno me mo nchire mo na enche da nkoyi mo ye enti kokoro no asem no mo hwe na mo ne abaye enche ne yi na omwa ye edamase
That's it. And open me GDA say if you are mampeni the State of the Nation address na ba in Chirimua as a sort of Makuku Kuafono or the Bema na Yenso Yetiebi. Do you chat to Okraba? Yaneno Ebedin Komo. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Opening down where the mampeni in Casa.
But your friend Emmanuel Mekasafri Abase Pro District Constituency.
Okay.
I think I Minim say, sorry to say this, MPP Nibia Ibaifo. Na Oshe Koko Ayate Sona, a worldwide market nona Nema Bafomuna Yateso. By as a Ghana Koko farmers are saying, as a Ghana president and not take or more any muscles. Now, coming out to say, Yentete Abaya Juma for Ketiasona, Yate. Kuku so ne sane mana I think say or say you share there because ye beto ade na boarding wa ha na edi kugu hona ya nto a emfa so bi amaso nti yente ye ho ase say kuku price na ba from no infra ban Medasi.
Yensu yedase anope mu amunya akwanya ene mampani kasa en megidie se ehumuaye ebeba na me bo wamane se Bison Imperial Global Shipping and Logistics we chira kwan wo Tema Community 2 Kotuka International Airport wo Asanteman mu Kumasi a won wo dichem so ene woni nkomo na won hwemfa onema nkwa amanone se esese yede ba oman Ghana nso a won fa emra from 0246 760-890 0246 760-890 and 0597-429-329 0597-429-329 Obetimi on Edding come on this Vodafone line 050-1314-369 050-1314-369 Bison Imperial Global Shipping and Logistics. Anopay Millennium Construction. Millennium Construction in the last 50 years. Asum my Ghana. Afakwanya wofa so esi adan na wo boayen. Nti adan sie ho niema de. Millennium Constructions na edimu akontene pa. Ebremu se opa asase ato. Se opese oton wasase a oni Millennium Constructions eni nkomo. Won beboa na ya probi ama na to wasase na ma se opa asase nso ato a ombeboa ama wanya asase no ewo ba bi a ehun nkrata asem nyina yaye opesa otina gated community mu a Millennium Constructions eye ho adwuma ope 2-bedroom flat or 3-bedroom flat obeya ama asafo na mo pese musimu asori dan opese usi warehouse opese usi hospital ene Millennium Constructions eni ho nkomo obehwe na wasiesi o kama pa Twihwe we chira kwan wo Boshen na Yas Junction na frɛ won 0244-274-084 0244-274-084 Millennium Constructions and Bison Imperial Global Shipping and Logistics wadaroma ene de ubonkrata nkomo no ebrel medeni Kojo Marfo Kaakyire ewa ha Maestro ha ye dane ye ho ye ba eni abedwafo betena ase na afia anopay said the nkomo no tie ewo port customs ene ne eka ho nyina no ye de abrel enko na afi ne yekoso ye man Ghana mu ne yama wakwanya ama wonso wachira adwen ewo ho weekend nim na finance minister edi nkomo na ne nkomo no odi ye no wo ho abakosem kakra Professor Mills nya akwanya ebidi o man Ghana so from the year 2009-2010 oko customs asoye na okoye na ne bonyo ne ma bi so okodi nkomo yenhwe sa video no na afi yemra.
Our malpractices, people collecting bribe with careless abandon, people who think that they are entitled to take bribes. How can we get rid of corruption? I'm not saying that nobody should appreciate the work that you are doing. But when you make it a condition, somebody should give you some money before you perform your duties. I've known Carson for quite some time. I was Commissioner of Internal Revenue. And the announced video confirmed the fears I've had for quite some time. Look at yourself. I want to talk very frankly to you. Somebody joins customs, 2-3 years, the person is putting up a building. The person owns a car. In what organization will it take you 3 years to build? And it is not the exception. It is the rule. Very often, my Minister for Finance is worried about the fiscal gap that we have. And your duty is to collect, to display transparency in the way you operate. And I'm happy with the initiative that General Mode has taken. And I give him my full support. My brothers and sisters, let me be very honest with you. If it means transferring everybody, I will give him the authority to do so. If it means changing all the people in customs, I will do so. Because we do not owe anybody anything. But I know there are good people amongst you. The good people should be influencing the bad ones. Because your reputation now has been soiled. And this is something that we have known all along. And I want to use this occasion to send a signal to your colleagues at Aflao. I'm aware of what they are doing. And very soon we'll descend on them.
Right, so that's the late Professor Mills in that angry mood because what customs are warrior, Jumano are warrior, and your mind no empty. And this weekend, the finance minister, Ato, they say, is forcing. Ato and so adding komo yanko na yanguti Ato forcing on the concerns or in that same department agency.
I am very disgusted about what happened yesterday. I'm very, very, very disappointed. I say this because, you see, if you have a country with such magnitude of development challenge, where unemployment is high, up to date, school children are studying under trees, where we struggle to fund free senior high school, where basic amenities, even at certain hospitals, are a challenge, and you see revenue leakage of such magnitude, you get disappointed. And it's coming from customs. I will say it as it is. What happened yesterday was nothing short of organized crime. It's a group of citizens coming together to dupe a country.
Edible oil companies in Tema are threatening to shut down because of your activities here. Because of your activities here. What's going on? What is going on? But I have to assure you, this one, I will act, and I will act decisively. I will act.
Right, and so Atu says he would act, or say as for this one, an indication say a no a koso na ebi oha na omo akanedam, but we there onyi ni say ye kanedam a eyeye. And then peninformiensa wajebre ene edi dwumai ebeboa am ye di nkomo yi na won so a wo hwe yen wo fie wadi nkomo ni bi I was sending a voice note, text message, any WhatsApp message. Or join in on our social media platforms at Fache Television on TikTok, Fache Television on Facebook, Fache Television on YouTube. Have a Oko X platform nso a also yedi nkomo ewo anopay lawyer Samuel Abdu Otu na ebra NDC ewa bem omo opposition na womo boaboa won ho ano won sika 7 ade no lawyer no omde no to ano asantemantemu se womo a na womo nyigi sika womo de be campaign migidi yeso obo ne ho mode se omo nya sika e de adwuma enne omo te abem ti party ni sika 7 ne ho tutu ye no ade a obo ne ho mode anopay production team aboma mane se ozo oboaboa ne ho na omuma kwanya se obi ankopre akonwa obepeso obekọ national na wakopre akonwa wo timinim se eno nso ebreba mu a yebeto nsa afre no na yedie no nko a ho enkomo anopay Mr. Philip PJ danso PJ ewa ha oye lecturer na oye public advocate anopay ye no edi nkomo as always free tete na mene no esan ene akwanya abama yedi nkomo or a former member of parliament for the Nshiayeso constituency wasoma panhuru bebre mu ewo ne party the New Patriotic Party as a youth organizer, as a regional organizer on various committees oba local government systems so wabone homodin ti okosomo asokore mampo ekoye adwuma the rumor about so be contested region chairman and I'm sure that a brand so na say obe contest here yibe but bisia no pay and come and meet me dia fa no no mpani form mo ache anopay yen hwe enkomo no emfi biaya Professor Mills eba abemu odi ne nkomo no ene enkomo a atoforsin edi and it's largely because enkrofo elibo say yede niema we nenam niema we ne yede nam ti say yebetu eska ya hu sikasemuni obehwe no na niema na nipa no ebo odin say eno no ode nam no na enye saa na enkomo no etie esu we de etwamu akọ yaye ho adwuma nyina awie wani bako akọbọ no na yenye ho adwuma na chese nipa bi na wokeka won ho bomu a wofa kwati kwan so eje oman ni sika esesenka eba oman no afutuom bezapije mamenhye nkomo ya asemfiri won chen menyi ni so obia ete nkomo ya ebeye no nkomo foforo wo Ghana ha nti ekwan ben so ne ye fa yebetimi asi ade wo ho kwan wo hwe no from 2009 and now we are talking 2026 the corruption within our borders, our ports. Yeah, no day.
We near and then they are not in Kakra. But you are quite pretty temporary. So, President Kufuor take over. Or one policy was zero tolerance for corruption. And now we are here to say, we free soon, dear. But to make to Asialesa. As you are no more, young corruption beyond DNA, Katajibia maybe. But on our coin, who say, I don't know, Kwan Brew. O Kwana Sabas or no caso corruption class started from Madam Monteja. After I began debating my but I could do a biana quasi or quenco. But the even move as a man is a Sabine to me be who say, oh, why ye be? Now, really, why ye so near? Obi Abajiatu. Because no green in the pay told me and your conco. And they are, we bears or a catastrophe. But I am a system, no, at the institutions no go aquam and no go aquam. As obedience and phones are. As we did during Bissa, you soon money punishment, a tiano, and may come will be on only near nine who say, oh, as soon as you could be near any sea. In the Museum of Qua, maybe says I know one the anchor, no couldn't do a bit much. Now, I'm sure Professor Mo's video now, no couldn't say, no camera, a cramon. Don't you do not say, or can I know a wankasa? And I no couldn't so your penny now, Casa, it will be as old out of 120, now Casa said we near them. Professor Mo's and now. Okay, the Suban in now. As a or academic too much. Or in need to pick up politician too much, I don't know. I do want man skin into me, sir. So we say Rollins na senior the eka earlier say Rollins na gaku pie so a na say we si nanimu a ka de obesi akasem no wo gina horo kora na ka ho wo so but ne kasa na say boko obi aso ni nature but ne say obi din semfo na wo tia na yen kasa boko yen pa ne chew ara yen krokro umia no e ma no kire no anyina ko wi so mai mu ha no ya yen say institution na kasa ya bon ne enje emu ne din sa o omu taduamu omre emre present say se kochi asuma si kim na MPP for sorry na NDC for sorry de ko wi say waso wi mu di a o MPP ni nti na waso wi mu di o NDC ni nti na waso ye hawa ba kono no se ko ba se bi a ya so bintin mu na hwehwe nkrata mu no nokure ni odifo nti no di odifo nti na de ne ko pie judge anim ana court wa na ko so ye the police na tonchen na emum so bi edo mani sika dia ese ehwe ne kan wasem na me enwa keke enwa nokure ni se asumasi ana obinti betimi afa ne mo no afomu a process no ka ne yetwi kwa ye de nema na kwa na akopi ba bi anka e ka ketekete na nkomo ko na ge hu ma kira kwan na enema ni fere hene ene kopi hene de pa je officers o me in charge no bi e no bi hu ni na etim nkoba se onipa akonko abetimi ese adwiri wida e de ya eski e de ya e conspiracy bo e de ya nipa mienu miense bi na aka ho abom ya wo ni office baako ozo wo office baako na wo ye de ya edu ba bi a police ni becho ana office ni becho indi ko ba se network ni ewa ana se so ana se etre indi se ka ye tu ase na ko se e make sure say wo bi your friend say intelligence an kasa wo na sa wo counter intelligence indi so asuma se onko eduma we ya na asuma obedin se ko hweso be ya na ebi kura asuma obi ufra kan se ko hweso mu mienu na edu bedi ka kono so be ya na e hanu mo na ko se e de adwuma na so nza de na eja amo na ni nyina ko wie ebi ba ko wie se de odi animu no se ne politics ni kopie ho no mo na se e ye ne competence bi isuku bi okko ni ni bi o wodi na kopie ho de a se so no mo ni e punish na obi an ko ka hwe na se ko ba se mpanifo ni nyina o mo de front lines nyina no be na ko wie se politics nti na kopie ho a ene ya na ko fanse be ba no ukoso no mo se king na kwada ne aso but ye adwuma okruma ye see hu se bibi ye friend of politics no enye ba bia na de politics ko be bi wo no ma ye friend say the public sector civil service and a department ye say omo a omako school no mo de omunim de na wo ko na se wo so obi mu se wo punish no na anko wie politics na ese abambofo ne policefo ne sojafo ne customs nyina no ye hwe omu yi kakra iskafa odipa nsemu a nukuri ni wan hwe ana ehon tete won kakra na okoyi bia to nchen wo se obi ehwe sika so ana sikafa na semu de bia na ko ba se na katua nya dia e dia o yaso be iti krumi nyina zo nim se kaso de mo katua ye e ko ba mo katua nya kra kaso ngura de fo mo mbi immigration fo ye fo mo mbi o mo yedmo airport ne seaport ne de ke kan ye fo mo mbi o mo sa ne fo mo mbi edinka wa katua ye kama sa de a ye hwesa nka dwuma no be ni manyina ko we se ubusa obia na friend James Madison ya rise be US for president was say if men were angels no government would be needed nipa any angels yesu ba mboni ndi ne hia ban na ge ni suba mboni a se ge nyina ye mfa se nyina ye akonkonfo ye angels ka ye hia government za but even heaven kura wo kwa nyankopon na ye the leader asana angels na ba it just there is someone rank no even among angels no cry leadership and leadership dey here and yenim say ye nipa bonefo anaze betima ye bonenti and dey aban ba as aban ba na nsem wo mrede a e dey adwuru no betima fasia ko as aban nsem wo de say aso mu ye mfa ho ba wi afri ba ye mfa ho nton awobo ye mfa ho abusu awom ye mfa ho party awom ne ye panishe wo na owo say oh when ye adwuma no aban na ye ni bazo be hwe akoroshin bebrebe na ko ba asori say ni be gidigidi akoma akochira 2 weeks 3 weeks na atia koda yekuruma no e kamia ko eza say ye so adimu ide emotions na ye but emotions no yi tunchen na ademre ye djuma ele na moka asembi say e hawa me be kakra about Professor Jampu say eti committee mam say wadi nsemfu bi ne hwehwem na committee hwehwem no de ho ayiba ho omo report ba that report no say unni boni bia esi say na wo chiri mu no esi so wo ha obi afako court so wo court no evidence mi nu omo say wo criteria de evidence too you ba ko your friend say admissible evidence and you ba ko your friend inadmissible evidence and this make us in the house oh abrante we di matem wa anya ade no so fako court no kwa court no wo be charge me with defamation court no be we insult no atemdi na me di wo no eduru ba na e kire se e defamation na na ampa medi watem se nduru sa ba na medi watem but on punish me eno ni asam ndi beka ze o abrante o mu ras nye usubanye on kwa sori ana wo nyam ni ena wo didi bani atem but on timi punish me because amra na ma certain baby se nduru sa ba na on timi punish ne se waye boni e friend defamation obu obi enu mitia but na yatem didi edi no se committee ne report ba esi e ka me say ekurum anu sa sem bi ba ne ekoka ne ka say o empanifo ko hwemu a se kwati committee ma no a bibiri na ya ne ko wi say oh ye kwati committee ma ndia sem no ye agye egu.
But in this instance, the minister says that yes, from this point, anything that has to do with oil, cooking oil, this is the process. Whilst I investigation, so that them quite say, oh yeah, Chayama committee never in Juma and Sunday to anam.
Ndi abra mo hwe dwuma no mo hwe mu ni de mo bia amfa cooking oil bia anko bia bi
not mo bia amfa but the process of going through it enko by sea mo bia amfa by road said the omo ye nhwehwe mu ni wie necessary measures na ye de ye adwuma ye de be ye adwuma se ye de bi ka ho na omo de aka
ndi pa jo so ibi obi firi Mali anazo firi Burkina Faso a ono no be first akoma no henefa.
Well, there are always processes. There are always processes. Even by road, there are measures. But over here, in this matter, almost says a share. Na se omu tuyeska, and share. Almost says a share. Say we build the air show. Say receipts the air show. Ubi and once a label so it's me call and a nam koemwa. Nti to find out almost a AD process. But once I'm a question, ya the niema a good quem. Said the bear the Esino in Sibu. I know there are many problems on the name of Gukum, but I never knew would you go Quamuno. You look someone say, now, you're friend in Uncle Fasis, no service of your crew be a friend, say, landlocked country, meaning Burkina Faso. Almost all time you see any amount you see a port now, or Madina Macum crew. In the nose, I don't know what they could fat in Zubes and Agomano. I don't know for you. There's no defining ye. And just another could say, oh, a be a free. But Ukraine, quite a command Burkina Faso for now, say, oh, you support me. Is cat. In this game, and as a wood jay, that's all limited to a point here. So Burkina Faso is on the Friday as a Umunya means now, and I don't naturally be a good divorce. Another actually to go, as a lose out of it. In the idea, as would define the terms in was would different young friends, I had they are landlocked and room here. And I don't see as a how could it be away by an Alcazo? Body couldn't wash also. Body are short to do move from communal phone. A chop back, Romania phone or what I'm for. Not buying up as any movie and Chicago. Number 2, me live for no mamma Chicago na mede. Edro say a fast answer and ha as about home. Would because our fast answer of some about to be uncle Fasis. And as I know can say no couldn't do a beer question mark about home. What they be a honor or didn't dear far, everyone. And I know couldn't be a bit maybe to go Fasis. Anyway, and I come and then say, Pacho, I dare say, measures not a diabano. Measures in the stringent enough. And you're in the panic sir. And independent will be answered Dikan or Macabumwa. I conspiracy and I scheme be on my cartel no, so moon breaking now. How no, ever. And there's more punishment in Pause. Punishment I cannot come. I can seek I can be. As I know, Bijay, sounds on phone. Lawyer, this issue about customs, any MTC, any be before from. But then you let me here to ensure that beyond just the interim measures, no, you can delete the corruption.
Medasipi, you can match your President Mahamani Naboafo, Asante Regional Management Team of NDC, Chairman and Agosi, the Regional Minister, the party executives are Ekahonina. We have video now, we show you now. Who said NDC, a slogan, FN say, probity and accountability, and transparency, and on a dead dinner. In all the videos I will show you, happened during the regime of NDC. It shows clearly say enya dia aban no ye interested say bekata proya na say keta hihye ne nima emboa oman no sikasem ne na de ho nti no the omodi kan ya say ya chesa trust ne ade we nyina no the minister stated clearly say investigation bekoso bibiara oya culpable bia no both the custom officers omo ana also mo pese cars na aircon escort be dey akire any officers are say be omo anda kate no who say emrade ni say minister say be one trunk right and a one man instruction quickly no he moved to the ground or call ground no figure no exercise from 2.6 to 8.5 which is leadership transparency. It shows that this government is not a government of failure and it means business. One, he wants to ensure say obi biara or involved in the value chain biara no be held be holding accountable. And I think it's a clear signal to all the custom officers to say if you are involved and if you are under this government and you want to engage in any of such activities, no, I don't know. So that is how I take it from. And we share said the abide by I mean, name of that to say now IMF policy or I won't mean concord no near the all efforts are being made say bit may increase the local revenue at the same time so that may reduce the cost that the government is incurring. And on Abuama so far no say yes they know it me appreciate it. The dollar etimia perform, your foreign reserve etimia increase. Now police service and other if one in more clearance are with me some recruitment. And I'm sure say with the coming into force of the 24-hour economy act, I mean new investment are also going to be made. The government has launched the big push projects. And all those areas are going to help to increase the economy. We need tax to pay for all these projects. You know, say taxes not early kick up baby. Now, uncomfort me we are money from where. Definitely, all the programs of government will not be fulfilled. Until this requires swift and effective leadership, transparency and accountability, probity to ensure so we biara or side maybe and that person is held accountable. So I'm sure, and we are going to make sure the government is going to make sure that everybody within the command chain at customs are going to be held accountable, and we support that. And I'm sure this one we will not take it as a partisan issue. We will all come on board, both MPP, NDC, all the other political parties will all come on board and ensure that at least we are able to approve this thing. And yet they are able to eliminate it completely. Yeah, but at least we should be able to reduce it to a certain minimum. Yeah, a bit me aboa. Now, I mean, custom for you to Omokai. If you are Ghana Hanuma, sometimes you ask yourself, say, we pay 3,000, we pay 5,000 a month. But that person, to some extent, alleged that there's an allegation, say, almost all the flash properties, $450,000, $350,000, $180,000. These are the people that are buying it. Where do they get the money from?
The public service and the civil servants.
And the civil servant. Yes. I mean, we all know a few of them that have built estate of all those kind of. Where do they get the money from? But Teteno, ni obi efe ne sika fin. Ya ina nanom kra no sebe so okofie na so command sika no wonwura dwuma we ya. Or reject it. But they know what is happening. Nobody cares about where the money is coming from. Even a Sunday mokrano, each am I whoever you sika free. You see we are bomb fire guso. And I'm about you better. Aside that, so we first say I come muha. Your baby, I say, dopa at the park, akoko the Ajana bro. Ufuru ya pani piao. Do I Yaman affair on Sabo my head inchi. I will just walk up. And I will share. Me so ade ba come home say. Tetino, empanimfo bibro ha no me very straight. The offer say no kra na say wo go kwa adwuma na won qualify ya won fa. But some microphone nyina na mro mo call pension no. Yeah, omo antimi amfa ban sika omo de value bi hihye patriotism making sure so ye adwuma no say dem ra na sese omo ba pension bibre na no. How were they treated? Bibre na no ebedu fia no mo life aye basa.
O fa ne say ketase hye ne pran ye ntimi nku fi say ye ya gye atum say eye.
like it's a reflection of the population. It's a reflection of ourselves. What does it? One way or the other, no, your values, your culture, and never be and no, and Emma Obia forced to say, obit me enough money, not just for the self, but also for the generation. Because the massive Kaba say a solving 99% of our problem. So I was saying that necessity. And I want also your poverty. Who the say, Wako buffet. Oh, yeah, party, no friend of some buffet. We bet me at ya hipu because there is no assurance of tomorrow. Say one tea enough. One fence, well, bidding sorry, man. Go fast, said, into the I wasn't getting me 50,000, 100 the Quanasa. Oh, we call program, not a man be an answer, maybe no more. Or the poly bag, I send a bag into a tian or coffee. Or tian or coffee. Now, was I about better home? Well, and a near mamma, if you say one way or the other, no, a better part of your values and our principles. Until we need to change our mindset. Now, you say, Sika, Efe, Hemsono, ye be Jawako. See, it me boa more mine coso, it me your rules, it me CC hospitals. Now, it me build a very good infrastructure system. You will be a timid, you will be dear, you will be a timid, be better. Obi akọ hospital no ya eno mo mbet ma but abai to say now no say we need now for we are respect nti no and I said them dik kan na obi ko pension na na busu afọ rejecting. I know of a certain man na chrome free pension by e bia na what na mfa na awre because we na adwuma french do antimi ansidan no call pension so the pension per the man na ebisa say teacher for na say nurses for na say for mko pension lam sam say no mo je obi teme je 30,000 40,000 and this won see dan says can we to dan
but it will not be a justification for
it will not be a justification for the cost but I'm saying is that there is a root cause which we need to deal with. Say bit one make sure so call outsider or social system when you lose your job genuinely. There is a social system that will take care of you, make sure at least man to be around something small. Wow. Bibi sa wo hon, but I had bibi say any ho. So when you adwuma zero. Bibi there is no safety net. Nancy I did leap ne ade beba ya obi a sabe omo income but ehfa ni parodo say na timi cover omo kakra bi. Eno no kra na we able to do it objectively. Say enipa genuinely no omo deserve na de mo. About to say, am I even scholarship? Need those say, do we give it to people who genuinely need it? No, we don't do it. And this will be no opportunity to have your person making sure say, what you mean, afa enough. Jangu baby, so what you be news will need be wa obey me and yabi no dear didi. But me feel say, dear was here and says, say no, it me corruption, yeah, then be so expensive. You say, call contribute to say Japan money, China no money, they show for Sanya Manua. You will talk. Publicly, no. You bet we are so your uniform at the end. What be you know, some investigation be ya no be who say deal when na here. And they also give what we call social awards. Yeah, I be affected one of family because data I know how my own say we who of akoye say ntino DNA ni bi wo obetimi aye the same thing. And don't deserve say ya ma obeye sad but ohwe ye hanom ya say esikwa say the odi kan say President Kojo Marfo so to zero tolerance at amos by bedru by no now no akofo kan say corruption no free Adam Tam na here e buy nti nya de wotu ase be ye ni ade no ade ba ko we say hu say we need to begin to show by example but example na ya ba be show no e ba be to say political witch hunting because if MPP is in power no watch NDC ni be ka say political witch hunting. Now NDC is in power, MPP near Munyaba picketing. They say you are witch hunting our members. You are doing this, you are doing that. There was a kaboom. Said the number can over say videos in your NDC tab. And boldly no. The president and the ministers are able to come out to say this is what but sometimes because you say Omaba out about expose to those things. If you are not careful, you will tend to say there is more corruption in the government than before. But there are two things. I had to say, nobody sees it, nobody hears it. And then we say, so everything is perfect. And also obey exposed for people to see, say, oh, a lot more officers are doing that. And then others will use it for campaign and brand you as more corrupt under the government. So we need to look at it carefully.
We are still live. Daybreak will feature television, so anope yedin komo. Ken, enema etise, and I'm sure that we've discussed it many times. Inherent that generally as a people ye greedy. Ana edenema ngofa ye di omo akoso omo nkwohwe emo man no ejapade ni sika ho ban no omo adane omo ho se omo mum ene be wiaye.
The reason I mentioned your phone at your phone. So I think, sir, somewhere a question. I had DBIS for mine and I said transnational. I say, be a Casabia, no, yeah, now they say you give up in the middle of our speech. Oh, yeah, kaya, my examples are now they say, oh, chrono in any form can never be a norm in any society. That one we need to accept it. No matter what. Subamboni is subamboni. Subamboni intimi is subampapa da. Then it cannot change. So, na eze koba na se koye nkrofo na akwa eti o ede ye mpe kwan bi so. Na ye nche da mpe entuma pa bi mfa mfra no. Na ye nkama na nya de because the person belongs to a party. You know be away because of the way we are. Enye Kojo so be woni me dada no matter one na so ye hwan wo ye MPP wo ye de o pa ko fa MPP don nebo so wo ye fun a wo ye fun me ka kiro. That is me. So and we need to find a way of dealing with it. Send ye party ni e betimi aso what's this here and I say MPP ni ya de na MPP ni ko kana say nya na MPP ko kapa ni hu say so ye white sheep be so ye black sheep among us sa na NDC ni so ko ye na say nya na aka so NDC ni pa na aka NDC ni asema na MPP ni anke MPP ni asema NDC ni anke NDC ni asema ye bone a wan nkoka when me are disappointed in ato ka say bi ya madwena nkoso I said this time there I will act and just an our guy this time there I will act so there na one acting which of them didn't or ana one acting actually say o ma ye baako o ma ye mienu o ma ye miensa onka ana de nyesa na oga ya ana me na mente bro
o interpreting sa ne kwanso
there be say no say this for this time I'm going to act so which time didn't he act time be na one acting so because say do ko tena ho be me ma me o de bi o no bu baby kire me o kwasi e na de mefa e ja de mefa yanka hwe ne da na ekoro no ananyasa
pepe
eja de mefa ene obi o wa ye be kan akora ne hyase abetwa ne to pio no aka je hey this is bad no yenka na akora na hyase bo sa obi bi da no akofa on permission instead of you tell him say hey if you want to take anything from me and you take any of my thing ask permission first no na jo ne me bad anya hwe so ogu ni za ade anya ne dia ofa enye bone because what this na do opia bonte na obi de da no okofa when is any papa de da ho na say na da ho de offend is not bad. So now what to asem na asie no aba no ye ro kotra so ko be ya no bone krono no ye oketo ho ne okese o because this one is because this one the quantum was heavy that is why he said this I'm going to act and aba ko na nkete ananya sa na akwa because me menti asiu say which of them me person e bisa say e dia hene na eye ya wa act dia na wo act so Kojo me pese we zu be to say that a revenue collection at the port wall. On the NDC as a party in there. This year, Mahun so we are very good in agenda setting. So over here, cry na agenda be now set you. When we say so President Mahama in a Jinapo, honorable Jinapo alternative so any mobile na a cabe 5 days of work then there's over kaya. Akaka crib enough work if you don't do something about it. Nagana fu say no pekwato electricity any petrol agenda was setting ana meboa ana ba ku bi so ni dey ana obeka say any o ma say hey bo ho ana o mba bibi no it decide ya to yi e dey na oba be Because for some of us who have been in the freight forwarding industry, no one's a export shipping, freight forwarding, kakra, and a media grow port to why you more port kakra, so I understand it. Because I've seen there's a war, revenue collection war, war. Umako for Dubai system biaba. Umbuzo mudibe icons ni free. Maybe the air my hair sabron. Enti eyadie bia all by beye no abeka che say the icons are not effective ana. The deputy minister for finance ebe introduce AI monitoring bi so obeka ya.
Yes.
E ma manfo ho kan say AI na ade na oba be no icons no timi dada. Enti monhwe ni ye na manfo duplication bia e wo the collection of the ports and then as for the scanners na sisi port no. Is that what he's trying to do now? Because the say the tracking devices of the ICAMs, no, they are not doing it well. The empire is near free. More guys say, ye free health insurance for 1 no. On our account buy or cars, the system is not working there. Who is a her? Come more preacher near ye from when some diacomo from. Meboa. Ye from some farmer, from. What is it? What is the agenda he's trying to set? Or the no person watching?
The person watching is uncophobia. Afa kwati kwanso de enema esese omutua to anye to no ama nema no ekọ nkrofo fie ana nkrofo adwuma na yakohu tizese no enhyehyeye eba se beya wo mo eye saade no ye betwe wo mo aso na ebi nsibio
o se na mekwa be si Dubai system so na AI tracking device no na meba be si so okojo so Sisi amino kasani o manu a o si yentu ato no one eni o ma be through port na scanner e ho a scanning no man if you want to say the contraband goods be anymore first you know so mo ye na scanning in area near the tracking device are born and the best tracker ade na ko do the destination of the goods baby eko sani o ma ye si ye fa ye ya fa free eastern corridor ni mo a ye say e ko Niger na ye wunu say there's ECOWAS protocol so e ho a and also no edi adwuma me enra me hunu sa ade na me frɛ na me bisam na me say na ne oma na ye de mode kɔ I know say ne oma bia o tracking device nti na ekoba ni say ati say ne oma no ye jeda ni ma de kɔ no me say there be the custom division for na say almost suspecting ne oma na say bia under invoice na say normally under invoice na amount to lower tax and na say ne oma na ye kɔ no kra no omu say enye neoma bia say ye the bus system do they want to omu person mo ye physical check because cost of on mrama ho kwan say scanner ne fa neoma ni nyina wi out ni ye physical inspection and na ebie neoma ne so de ma na wakɔhwehwɛ mu ahun say neoma ne say mobile phones ne guma ayampa mobile phones ne guma na say enye mobile phones ne gum do we na mobile phones ne guma then you allow it to go so we na a different thing peneke say nipa no declare wrong thing ewo enyoma na ewo so then
that's right
now we apply the right taxes and the nipa na amanetua but from what I'm seeing here say mara customs for no say ba say enyoma no destination the tracking device ne bon me say this normal no destination Dubai Niger Burkina Faso ebia Mali na say Ivory Coast the track ne kire the lane track ne befa into the device ne be ma de na be monitor de na sa the moment e be divert e free kwa no say keep no e be show signal or custom for office e be show signal or inspector inspection firm in office e be show signal mama say this goods we know is being diverted but now custom for is almost suspected say goods no mo yes so mo dey call customs bonded warehouse akọ check mu ho no omo fa information na nkoma destination inspection company said the tracking device and they need to look at it and maybe reroute it to where they want to do the physical inspection. The other move on your man of Modani Adenani. And do cover system, no, so I quite to say a diverted goose, no. Eddie Akobe be a Nicola said if I am fan this one may making it clear. Said those goose now are no goose that has been diverted.
Okay, so
the systems are working.
Yes. And near mana aircon. As I said. Ekodu biaye bi
yes
ekwan a omonam so kɔ no ekwan no sesan meba o say ekwan no a omonam so a esese omo kɔ no ekwan no sesan and so they needed to redirection no omo inform omo esese omo bo omo amane So they are raising questions. And not a problem now, but
I don't need process. Process and I say. Say the new man no free KGT aba bantama. Bantama odi free KGT aba bantama no. Ubetumi akofa eye zoo aba bantama. Ubetumi akora kofa no cha befa bantama. Ubetumi akofa range ho akofa be kran bantama bisi bantama. Ni nyina no bantama. Ubetumi akofa adishman abisi bantama. Ubetumi akofa so run about abisi bantama. But as a customs for no enoma we ban yesi enoma we record bantama yesi ye de befa eye pampa so. Aba bisi Kejitia, abisi zoo, abisi year and about, and the aba bisi bantama. These are the route I didn't befa. Then they will program it. It's a normal 10 fa a doom baby kofa regi pet. The system will pick up a people. Nakaze, this normal has been diverted. Nasa no mana o mu kasi yakwachino. It was destined for Niger. Air Western bypass, Western road no so baby. Air wana akwaku pi siribu ho akwaku si Burkina edi akọ Niger. Game ka ati ase. Ba se nyoma no say how person we custom na person say san route no pair. You have to inform the destination inspection company no use tracking device and say nyoma we anka akọ Niger ne suspect say contraband goods be go. Now no ye man enkofa has be move no from Afrawo edi akọ nkran. So the mention ban say na say issue was signal and say adena I diversion and sick pair. They will say so these groups no there custom for actual say yeah they free Afrawo akọ Accra akọ here inspection he and san na they akọ back. Nti ban say no enam so much order some say na chi. Nti the person put on record say nobody should say the things have been diverted.
No. The entire American no say this is enhwehwemu a wo bisai and wenya. But if you look at the narrative ayi na ye wo no. Womo a ya che wo no. There's an admission of guilt. Say enema na ye kan say oh ye de ekọ ebi atogo no. Enema no abepie so ame obi shop. Enu nti say abepie so ame obi shop de a na che say eye enema esese nka nipa ni tua to obi. But the names yes ye de ko Burkina Faso nti ye ntua to obi ete saa no abepie baabi abepie ne nya baabi e ka se ye de ko no nti ye ntua to because all narrative no se saa na tie de a ene na asem ya mai custom for na necessary e ka kire o mo se oh na se ye bom amane say there is a diversion ene ya mom amane nti they only inform that this is the issue. Then there's no matter. But at this point, yeah, establishing Kofua, Omo yes, Omo admit say it.
Even how about the cost?
Who's the name may build
cost
the
of 2.6 to 8.5?
Who's the may build the premises? And I can say, men pese better say, you name the system not bad. And as a old name, who give you the dog a bad name, in order to hang it. Who's the Macassa to?
Okay, so you are operating from a position, say. The estimate na ya
shere ya bisa ne say yam hwe asem na ekonomu eyi de me ka tia say yam hwe asem na ekonomu eyi because kai nam kwan so mu say eko de na kai nam kwan so eko anase a divertic enyoma ni nyina de afa baabi emu be 60 million omu dwane coin articulator obedwane afan so here the news a story na de buy and it says about 6 trucks has absconded. And no my David Jacosi will be warehouse, cost on my copy. So I don't know to articulate my 6.
No, sir, and they are supposed to have trackers. Some of the items had no trackers.
I didn't make a chair or say. So let us investigate, interrogate it very well. Because our tracking no or more can. One really yeah, that can't will say. O more manage tracking device. Some no in your majuma ye. And internet be over the tracking device bomb. It was over tracking device in your day. Now, Kizu company said the company is making a deal because there's a Dubai system. Abamuho. There is an AI system. Abamuho. What the mention? And you create a scenario here. And I see be about to say, oh, those who are managing the inspection, they are not doing it well.
How do you create a scenario when the companies involved will not agree? Because who create a scenario? Not to say, yeah, 209 year say, ye say, but the company involved will not allow for his name to be dented.
Would you have any agenda?
agenda setting. But in a situation where
in journalism,
how is it an agenda?
Kukufu yo demonstration. And you know, we go far phone. Because ya bomb pa, ya mama 250. Some made demonstration. Media metemen cran. Ya go 200 demonstration. Ya go him ko no nyoko farmer. Ya bomb pa. And also no nyo bi na agree na washe shade no.
That's a different scenario. We are talking about a situation. Ya chenko for. There's an admission of guilt to say. Adie we said ye can no yes anetie. Nti ye hwehwem. I don't have a difficulty or suspicion. It is allowed. But in this specific matter, people have been arrested.
Me say, Ghana ni wonu. Yati ha. Ana kosi prat ni kwaku ba ko be ka kire ye say. Omo nyina akodam. No mu de prison no. Na ba ko say prison na oda no oda prison ni fake. Man tell us say mo ye koyen toko Peace FM so. Na prison na oda nyina na e fake. Emu ba ko e fake nti. Ni omo be po bi omo bo ni prison ni lete bi obetwuru bia no. Na odi free prison ho. E dia bre SY government no omo de ye mutu abebo po de na o fo no makokun sa. Enti what how anything na entinya possible so we betimi aka so okay ye hihya ade ni say. Ye pe company bi kura anvo momra company dey we be dissolve company no. We compensate it in this way. We work ni say na kwakoye real. Enti Ghana na ye wonu.
No, I do not have a difficulty. You are suspicious, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Me ma heads up say. Yet Chrome had no cover Dubai system by say the existing system na icons no enya adwuma. What you say? Yet Chrome no cover a deputy minister of finance we can say o ma cover AI monitor bi dia ba be monitor AI man cover there be. And here we icons no the system is so good that it can do all the work as the AI be tracking in as if we so there's a bone of contention. It was a tracking device. Nene, omo ye customer yi no inspection as if we there's a problem there. What am I saying? Na die ntina da watch back, watch me knows, watch me and they also one can one say, but this time on be act. Ntina was me making that point. I told some more can say this time they our act about me ntina say. Say what is it bia ko wie bi pen. Ana wa anya ho adwuma. Ana second time wo ye ho adwuma na ana say agenda na wo seti ti said ye honorable John for seti agenda be ka kire ka 5 days am efu asase no bo pekwan atoto ai the taxes aba na be say me bisa ho asem
okay
well me say ho asem say sa tracking device na wo se nya adwuma no me bisa mo ya say tracking device ni nyina all the cars o so mo arrest ye nyina no there were tracking device on the car but the customs say omu anya ade bi say I say enyoma na gumu no omu pese omu ye confirmation checks physical checks na physical checks no omu de buy this is so omu letter be ba no ma letter ama so the trucks were diverted to the yard of custom division for no enti omu no mo inspection the company ne insist that they should write to that effect no mo no say bia okay ansa no be unlock ade no kwa mo tumi abie so mo tumi abie so what dem say. Enti yempisa says track na sem no more can na say there's a different track I can one sem.
All right.
I mean, that is what I want to also.
Enti anopai the honorable Kennedy Kwesi can come say or you're suspicious of the whole narrative na ababonten and to know the or raise questions na enya no nwa say to disengage company and businesses are almost yes adwuma no. We are live on Daybreak, Fache Television. So on your Facebook, Fache Television, on TikTok, Fache Television, on YouTube, and your X platform, or voice note, or text message, any WhatsApp messages on 020-754-3637. All the messages in the bar. You be the home come lawyer, Mr. Danson Apieje and Kennedy Kwesi can come. Ana akasa sisi ano me din di Kojo Marfo ye gusu a ye di nkomo ba kwa na wotwe ekọ na wie ye ebaaye the speaker of Ghana's parliament ekodi ho nkomo na all ka say ogidi ye say from 1992 eba no Ghana have always had two political parties, the NDC and the MPP. Now ogidi said there must be a third force and the question of third force and yeah, ma bidwafo aboa ma ya chirechire mu. He says oda so e wo man Ghana na wo di party politics e chia. Yenim se CPP ho. Yenim se UP aba. Yenim se PPP e wo ho. And PNC e wo ho. It is a Speaker of Ghana's Parliament a third force, the need for a third force. Is it discounting our political parties as the third force? And lawyer,
yes, sir.
Speaker and common no or can third force na or chese political parties na NDC na MPP no eniwa na ana omu munye du se omu be force so NDC na MPP amu aye de se omu ye.
You have said before I make a no so no.
Yes.
Me can
be before Kennedy.
All right. Me feel say yeah discussing matters now we need to restrict ourselves to the facts that is available to us because you make allegation I ain't mean substantiate here to some extent, you know. And what another council say honorable out to force and say this time round I will act. I think he is in acting or he is a minister for finance and he is speaking for the office. It's possible, you know, there are several issues at court about even kind of to come and answer questions and all those are issues there. I see say we should focus more on the impact and the results that we are getting rather than, I mean, focusing more on semantics or issues that and achieve results. So, sober acting is the office. There may be some other issues are happening in the past that currently, you know, maybe I want to take action. I say some people were reprimanded, but this time around, because of the probity and accountability issues, is going to make sure that people answer for their misdeeds. Now you talk about the speaker.
Before you get to the speaker issue, in the video, no, I read into you. Let me ask you. Now, if you're in common free.
This is in 1992 when NDC had their first Congress. And that was at Cape Coast. I was then practicing in Accra here. And the variety, the number of people who met from all over the country really blended us together. The MPP invited me to some of their congresses. I attended, and the same was repeated there. So the other parties. But now, we seem to have two only strong, vibrant, surviving parties. For me, I think we need a third force.
Right. And lawyer, then come on, he's looking for a third force.
Yes.
And I'm wondering how he's asking for a third force.
I think he has decades of experience in politics. I mean, he's seen it all from 1992 to date. And he's also witnessed the various parties, MPP, NDC, coming to office and how they've governed. My understanding of the third force, I see it to be a renewal of the mind. Renewal of the mind and not politics as usual.
Wow.
Yes. Because, I mean, we are all Ghanaians. MPP, NDC, we are all Ghanaians. Either Ashanti, Fante, Ghana, Ivorian, Ever, or whatever. So, the third force he's talking about, I see it to be a renewal of the mind.
But he talked about NDC, he talked about MPP.
Yes.
And he said, or can third force, it cannot be a renewal of mind.
It's not just about a party name coming as a third force.
Now, the third force men open.
That's why I'm saying that it's not just a name of a party, sir. Because if you talk about, let's say, a party that is coming to register, to mobilize resources and logistics for the whole nation, to be able to galvanize, to get membership, to become very strong, to form, to win political party, and to become a government of the day, it's not as simple as it appears to be.
But that's the point he makes.
Yeah, so it's a renewal of the minds of the people that will galvanize towards that third force he's talking about. Because for a third force to come into force, both people from each device must have a change in mindset and know that we are tired of politics as usual. We want probity and accountability because, NDC came to power and people are asking, What is the prosecution? All those allegations that MPP have done ABCD, we have not seen the prosecution yet. There is several complaints that people are making that the Attorney General, I mean, is doing the media, the aura and all those things. We've not actually seen any action yet. So we want to see results. So I see it to be a renewal of the mind. For a third force to come to win, you need a chunk of the vote that MPP is able to maintain every election. You also need a chunk of the vote that NDC is able to maintain. If you look at the MPP primaries that happened, a third force emerged. And that third force emerged by reducing the vote of Baumia and also reducing the vote of Ken.
He's only wishing of a Nema intimacy.
It's not that he's wishing of a Nema intimacy. That's why I'm saying that the third force is calling for a renewal of the mindset to see that politics as usual is not something that is good for Ghana. So we need to move away from what we are currently doing as political parties in Ghana.
And that is Obenyan Kofa, fi MPP, fi NDC. Na oma kanchira omo ho say me NDC me MPP but omo moaye die kan ho abom na ya matumi foforo bi aba.
So it's an agenda that Ghana needs a renewal mindset, and that is why NDC has set the reset agenda. We have the reset agenda, meaning that we are not going to do things as usual, and that is why these exposés that are coming, we are telling people that we are serious about governance. We want results. We want to see impact. We are not going to focus on headlines anymore. So that is how I understand it to be. It's a renewal of the mindset, because without a renewal of the mindset, there is no way a hardcore NDC will change its mind. We will always be on this is what our party believes in. If our party members are doing something that is wrong, we will shield it, we will cover it, we will ensure that the person still maintains. If an MPP member makes something mistake, you just keep it like that. But a renewal of the mindset will ensure that, we change from our old ways of doing things and make sure that we come. So it can be any but I see it to be a renewal of the mindset. And I think that is what the NDC is currently doing.
So the renewal of the mind, and yet coming forth of a political party, ebe on city NDC, any MPP.
Not necessarily that. I don't see that happening anytime soon.
I see. All right. Mr. PJ?
Boss.
A third force. And Speaker Nkomo, is this suggesting that Oma Akano Omunye NDC, Omunye MPP, a waste of time?
As I know, Kano,
okay.
It has said the Okano Omini as I know, Okano. And as if we are, or appreciate the full import of the Okano. If you are the Okano, no head and chassis,
sir.
Was there a contradiction? Oh, a member of NDC. Obi a member of party be a person party winning. The end is going to be after the Zoma Kazenka MPP for a month, 40 years, 50 years, 100 years. So here, Abra Kufa do in 2016. Same language now, I'm use NDC for 30 years. The Kuya said 8 years later, NDC. And it's supposed to win the last 2 years. I don't know what say MPP for your bomb at Transit or Makafi. And so we are a member of NDC. Now, ultimately, the party winning. Because we are third force. I say, as a Uhuru, for example,
but if you've listened to him as speaker in the previous administration and this administration, he's looking more at Ghana na Ghana we cannot just be relying on NDC and MPP. We must have another political party strong enough to win 11%, 10% of votes. That would get the NDC and MPP to set up.
And it would be a disaster.
How would it be a disaster? It becomes a checkpoint.
A checkpoint, it would be a checkpoint. Two sides. It was 2 sides. It would be a disaster. It would be a form of a check. What Peggy they see 2020. Even before 137. There was one independent candidate. And this was 137. No, when they see your parliament. A form of a disaster. A check all right. But when you are about frustrating the government. So Peki system be a third force now. Yeah, of course a multi-party system. In reality, no more trouble. If you pick a party, it would be at 35%. But could be 30%, but going to 25%. Of course, almost. And also, I just say anytime you are in parliament no answer we have control over parliament in the party back on ebia party A if may win presidential election number for me the executive now party B I control parliament on a winning majority of the seats in parliament now we have the difference in divided government the hono so call parliament ado bill kwa wana do what the budget kwa na do so we see 1979 mo hono ma Abraham Elima leader of government or not a president was slain majority of parliament. The budget the choir goes among who to go. On one party members no to go. Because majority is slim. And when you're supporting of the back and when you're backing of the party now, you get to see. So Kobasa was third force very strong. That's the parliament, no hang parliament. That party back could be any command over Ewaswa. Which mean divided government. Opposition by Yere, a buying kitty. You do a baby boy. But when the kitty do baby, I was a buying a Dumanagazano. It will come to a standstill. About Dumakaho. Okay, it means USA. So Kobasa Republican win the enemy. As a Democrats no control parliament here. You do good when I government shutdown. And the budget to quite approve. Government workers into a maca. No more wants to do joke into a camp. Not on what one or more. ABC Nazay, Obama time. ABC a government shutdown could do point to be an acquisition if you collapse the government. Do I win here? Not your best on mine. You could have your in politics. And this is a best of do a Vienna was the politics not in general national debates.
But Mr. PJ, over the NDC MPP, don't we need a party, a Bema Omonso, who say, and even yet politics as usual. Say NDC na wa Bema, a MPP na wa Bem.
Was about any here. But you hear say any agent yakake. On my move for Nangasan and Kotuma, another party apart from MPP and NDC. So we have Constitutional Review Committee here who are having 2011 this time round. I mean, last one year by and saying. I recommend this. I think the recommendation is a proportional representation system. You read the entire report, I've heard about that. Say proportional representation system. And a lot more Ghanaians cry. People will not because we see proportional representation system. Name third force. Third force, you and fear no creative. So my move for no Kotwaba. That's on one for so. You're true. I'm MPP. I two is NDC, but I feel the better my CVP account one. Now on one I decided to say you better my CVP and CVP very strong. So what in crying I should not was always in your third force one. That's all kind of one crazy in your third force one. That's all no Kotraban. Kind of Kotraban is oh, you pay MPP any NDC, third force and Emerson. And I'm because oh yeah, party member. And not just the ordinary party member, a party member of a good standing, like Babin. Now because he had third force one. To me, there are contradiction in terms because
no, he's looking at the national interest.
National interest now is a buy me or TCB as the two parties can a war. On my phone, I said, I saw buying Mamma and yes, way. That was strong opposition as a more tatia buying. There's a more tatia by the beyond for to but say, Oma who do a buying feet. Oma who do a buying in checker. The air pen I bina. Okay, you are a two party system. On what other parties were, but two no more than it. But on my no, omit me say, and omit me straight, a restricted buying. The April say parties are now too much. Too much, and I was a Libya on here and Gazano. So one party you want.
Isn't it why there's the need for a third force?
And there is a need, but reality is a young third force. And I don't know. I didn't say Ghana for the Kotrabu. I don't have constitution. Constitution say a multi-party system, and they are the American. And they are very present by law, your multi-party system, you're more than two. And our reality is you're more than two. But they are Kotrabanoma. In the panel about trouble, and say, a new party, you penny. I just say, oh, two party system.
It's because Obia all represent the other alternative we are looking for.
On the service, or maybe man so any. O Peggy CPP ni PPP ni eke, or maybe man so any. Or more focus now because say president did. And this is the Ukraine, and paying by the president, no one come. In the word, I guess so to me say, O Peggy Ghana. On my now, because a Kotom MP and as NDC. It is oh, yeah, CPP Nina's officer will back, we not voice in the government. Jenny, parliamentary seat for now. Forget about presidency. The government no Macabaka said, my advice or Macabaka, and we have to look presidency in the crowd for now. Jenny, parliamentary. In the Copo be all constituency, maybe a quadraso, maybe a Bumpuru, maybe a who. No, Copo be always so popular. Nobody can put you for NDC, and that's for me, or coach or coaching the panel. I've never been party. That's what people so popular. Yeah, on name grassroots. Now, on where we need seats, or no parliament in your name, or qua, okokasa in your name okokasa ni nyina na wo party ni popular okokasa ni nyina na amanfo otie no na no sa de okopo bi na ni etini onum kasa na onum adwuma.
So you agree that we need a third force, but then yes, say
we need a third force, but the can say reality to say emma susisi. I don't know reality, but there is a pasua. As a third force or a minor parties no, or making efforts say for now you focus on parliamentary seats. Say bakokra na benya for now, bakono kwa to be an any idea or kasa. Na de be out radio so or the TV so, na say de be away press conference no kasa. Now party in your back no your voice. Na say obi any parliament or kasa ma. Na de be out eh na go kasa ma obi eti. And some na ye kan Ghana nyina na go kan parliament. The one channel na ye mugu. The one channel be kan gidigidi no, wo kan wi a the all by no man tia e mugu. The all by no mu no, and the parliament ni tia. And I'm going to floor of parliament. My parliament is only voice ho. It is our party na gaza na any party sir in the eyes of the people. Edi say metis obi ka say we hear proportional representation. Na ene be ma minor parties no wa yed na. Ne kunu ya na metis ara ko say asabe say bi nipa no on tia de na si bi sa. Proportional representation so system be more size system be very complex, very complicated. But as I say complicated na gaza no. So the be ba e say the panakasa ko to aba. I'm about to show consistently over the years. Ye pe party A, party B, party C, party D. That's why my phone now to me say ye pe party ba ko pa na menu pe. But ye pe be ngensa. It almost to aba na it may be 40%, maybe maybe 35%, maybe so maybe 10%.
But Ghana is not ready for that.
Ghana is not ready. Oko South Africa. Omunya apartheid system na yende 1994 ANC be di anymore. Someone dey di anymore. But ko South Africa constitution ma multi-party system by law and na theory keke. But reality is on ko to aba tuma party ba ko pe African National Congress. It just say by law no multi-party system. In reality no pe one. It de facto one party system. And you can't tell me so South Africa go here a second force and a third force. Few. But so say unya third force and I say another force will be challenging BBN this year. Start to say grounds no ko yedwuma yi was nukrem the see before na PB before na say other parties na say on chamantin UP e ko ka say o ye be win presidency na ko say say mu di agro omu no say sere but for now ko pe obi animu odu ya oni MPP ni ko gina ana say oni NDC ni ko gina constituency bia obetima tinedi is that the wudi agro
Ebusua 34 minutes after 9 live on Daybreak Fache Television. Ken, do we need a third force and speaker position no ebeboa?
Okay, speaker some go I just all ball car there as we come to bonje kura wunia. Ana panyibo hono ofie na abroban trimo. Udidi wia. Obesi ndundu fie nyina. Yibi sise fie nyina ndomo bi en divu.
O ma so
what did the speaker we? Nti say ebe NDC for be den o, say NDC for be den mfa no.
Oh, samum na wo hwe no.
Ah, menua. Oti party na no wiki kan wo party wo na party wa ban mu. Ade wa be speaker 2 times. Are you majority leader, are you minority leader? Then you sit down and say, oh, kwa was a young third force from right. Then me yi the party into nchen. Me yi people to nchen na third force nemra. So what did you yinti? O say if you go jenny.
But is it that oh your party near this all dream of mine ho ana?
Debi. Amanwen adwene aban ho ya adwene oman ho ya kwan fa so adwene oman ho. Enyem adwene bia na adwene ma oman. Asama make that say a lawyer kasa me can say me dey fa ha no. So this is the issue on board but on so kasa so no adwene mo dwuma adwene mu third force na mo nya political third force. Me when the speaker is speaking, he's talking about MPP, NDC, PNC. They invited me. Yes, I know worker. But now no I work. I was say, yes, I be an agreement third force. But in the opposite, there will be another party that will make MPP, NDC uncomfortable. That is the third force that is referring to.
Yeah.
And I just it.
Yes. And I was with the we into no.
That's what we need. No, that's what my pre-BB. And our corporate president. And I never come here. Yes, oh yeah, they always know why minority leader, why majority leader, why one of the longest serving MPs in the country. Why be the speaker of parliament, first term, second term, MPP time with this speaker, when this speaker MPP and this record why no, obi to me be more. Because I will NDC na be this speaker MPP time. Why be a balance in you? On the majority here no only the own person when you know when you so once say nipa dey be an odwene Ghana ho. Most of the people know the me on Ghana. Oh me ya, o be gire na ho sa, o me ya na Ghana. I'm telling you. That's why I will be president or Kasa Obeza, we no got nature, we na didn't be man or once when you're live as Gracia and as if when you have a that's why be statement. Now he's talking about Ghana. But when he was a president, he wasn't a statesman. And I just understand here. That is exactly what he's doing. One Kasa or a lawyer, you are guided by history. Say we are share for name be no third force courage man. Catch them one country, we are see a third force since America buy with democracy buy, I have practiced democracy over 200 years. Republicans and Democrats. And UK buy practicing democracy over almost getting to 300 years. Labour and Conservatives. And I'm party democracy, yes, started constitution now. Party they shall say, oh yeah, the third force will be in the Obi about third force will be a grief person. Be a better third force will be a grief person. Opa checking me away the history. Or MPP that's what Periway now when ya now for so party for fraud SA party no dear. Or NDC no Periway no when ya no for so party for fraud no some bad third force. Gusitan do compared by a MPP NDC any one ya no yeah or cote and then the party reform party me boy. And Jimmy and NDC on a good break so pre ya lunch matemo pre anyi no anu mo kotetete o mundia no so entimi anya MPP all the mention Nana Kuredo adi Marolins pre so be MP be find this aje no kote be bold for friend say and I friend party friend say no be bold and NDP or not to the buy in the history must guide him. The speaker should be guided by history. If you look at Ghana politics, African politics, world politics, there is no third force, something called third force in politics. The answer about Benin Namosa the name to government there. It won't happen. Ghana party about 92, no, so party na be copy with democracy, then Republicans, now America no. And teachers, and one fire, fala. No, I said democracy, the Republicans move out with fala. So be a fala. Asama gadi ase obi afala na eto aba mo tutia nipa 1.7 million tutia yi nya ni akontena you go to license e be saba NDC tutia NDC over 1 million vote you go so nya so go rebrand mo de buy they get to a saturated point whereby we punished by the electorate. So these are third force now Canadian and you're realistic and that you and make as na because we be realistic I bet me a professor who say we are realistic. There should be an antecedent, there should be a history that will back it. Even in Africa, apart from Abrantia or president or Niger, Yaya Boni, independent candidate. He was an independent candidate, yes. And they call president or manage parliament or man second term. That wasn't a third force. It was an independent candidate who won the presidency in Niger as a visa. Apart from that, maybe when I'm saying, say, me can be now I make it bold declaration in research. As to me call now to means that these are ABA or more friend with literature review. You should review literature and see that there's an authority that people have done it and what they are that's been established and what they are making what professor making bold decision. And remember the literature review be speaker yeah or they because there's supposed to be a third force in Ghana. Which literature did he review? What review literature? There's no literature that even back a third force in politics, in the world politics, in Ghana politics, in African politics. There's no literature. You are ANC here, or you America here, you president South Africa. ANC sa, Umoma Kaneba Benena Mosa, but Umuni sa buta party. Umumi na South Africa, Umbaye Wajuma, kon Nigeria. Akoi be ye brand TV sorry ya Nancy Obeye no be can bro fa kesi Peter Obi as the onimso we near we ni ba ne ho sa na won akokora ne de nam so third force am ye MC it be nam say there is no literature a back isade na betima mo obi make it bold decision say there can be a third force in Ghana politics abrokwa ya TMP ni NDC Rollins and the moja atom printing o bete ho akoyi ayedubu ahemone yimu amanfo bafa kutubuni omu sunzuma ta echira chachechira bopo de ahefo ma yetwa jaguzu abi o de na abesesa there can never be third force party.
And you do not believe that there will be a political party there, a be merge, na obeko election, enya 10%, 11%.
The mindset of the people. Third force no more can no. Omo are capable of coming up with the third force. I grieve people. One mention. Omo bana bibi na ye no akwa MPP primaries anyi wasem kotema ho. Wakwa NDC primaries anyi wasem kotema ho. So what this aya on the political party nyina it won't survive. Because MPP for no many wachi obo for no many wachi za come ye omu ko duru ya ko duru no masan no ma back to MPP NDC wo ye omu do ko duru ya no masan because obi o wa opo pian wa free no abetena da brɛ enti o person for so wa na free no be take o threshold na wo party nim it am say enko si hwe the speaker should think about a different thing. Say there should be a proper reform. Nanko can say there should be an enforcement of the laws that they have emanated.
Political party laws.
The honey laws should make sure say me laws no be try bribe yen chino yen disqualify no be say no na friend and here this what Ghana needs is not a third force. What Ghana need is somebody who can enforce the law. A team umbetumi enforce law no man says obi a mistake I be twena so na nkwa say MPP ni na ayenti me MPP ni ba na ma be shata ade kama na ma dress ade na ma change brofo no what you say na NDC na ayenti na NDC ni abetena no what change brofo no just to suit his party member. I don't need the problem of Ghana. It's not a third force. Na Ghana for more margin political party omutimiti politics nyina omutimiti political party ni mienu na ache be mi go MPP mi go NDC apart from that maybe ni be obi ani adwene the politics party o Ghana dey I just said fourth republic ni ekam na yaka say politics for ba na bi MPP for ni bi atiafa na NDC for ni bi atiafa said ye twa third republic mu a ye ba fourth republic a MPP for ni bi obeda san one o UP for ni bi ti ko NDC na ebiti ba MPP na NDC for ni bi so ebiti ba MPP na ebiti ba NDC e kambo ma aba ba ye MPP NDC enti se panze me wan MPP mateme ho me wan NDC mateme ho me CPP mateme ho me kwa akoti political party aba third force no de bi obegina platform so a wanya anti NDC say because of still NDC enti no be bojo ma ma chi ne NDC chi sa on cancel papa bia or free MPP mo anti no be bo na kufu ani ba obi chi sa on cancel papa bia. Now, third force no must come with a different policies and program, different. Now, bumper is NDC for SCC until Mungo position, couldn't form alliance. I could say NDC party and as MPP for SCC, I could say alliance, could say NDC, and the third force. I've been born in the form of third force. You have been born in form of third force. I don't think there can be a third force in this country.
Kennedy Kwesi can come and pay ye no. You sure say one so o share or adwenkyere e won koma mpanimfo yi ene yen edi na no pay akwanya e wo homa obetimi afre on 020-633-4747 020-633-4646 oba na onso wachire adwen voice note, text messages, any WhatsApp messages I answer no. Maestro ebekan messages ni nyina amaye. Nti anopay empanimfo ewo ha. Lawyer Ado Otu finance committee chairman for the NDC in the build up to the campaign, we are told say on a chat to become a national executive member. Nti anopay national vice chairman home command bar. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Opening down, where did you enter? Okay.
My follow no pa pitimia na o MP na be kun sabre wakasa yie pa na mesre so ne be MPP party no ye be kan ho abomunti ya to aba wi and yes, you are near fun say a football putting in a call. You will be Kennedy a chief fool, my chief fool, you will be you can never see my mama party in the conference. I never boy, I must trouble.
Yeah, that's it. And I'll pay any the other can come on home. You can also join us on 020-633-4646, 020-633-4747. Good morning. Hello, good morning. Right. Maestro.
We are having a lot of messages here, and then my main kind from my ETF for your mom here. We're free Nanama Ejapoma. Also, good morning, Mr. Marfo and the Daybreak team. You guys are doing well on the show. We also Efri Opoku Justice. Also, good morning, my big family. And also so Etimi Ede Aba Abesomi. We also free Georgina Odro. Also, good morning, Fache TV. I am watching you live from Abrepo Esubonten. My greetings to all of you, especially Kaakyire and also Etimi.
Mame Emfakole. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Opening down, when did you
Good
answer?
morning. I am Fleming K. William Jenyo. We can say free, Daybreak. The American say, Yenyama Yetua Bewia. There's no MPP, there's no NDC. Yenyana Ghana for. And she's her mind Bakosua. And no, and found say NDC and I say MPP. CBB Kosu, my name, not say hard, yeah. Yenyana, your point say you can want some. And she says, yeah, they are custom for no. A year now, Minister Kokan was some. And I say to me, Oma Mudi said, you man, Nay, and some the horticulture afufro. If you say, I can say NDC for now, but no more MPP for a can want some. Say, quite be MPP. And I can say MPP for now, NDC for bar, almost come once more. A quite about with Ghana. And Yenya Ben cross the Obidi Bonia, the election so now a fufra or person Musia and answer who so be who or Moncoso and could disturb on Imbium. That was Siname Shiramo.
The Arope Maestro.
Every AJ Jomo Messi also Fache Daybreak the B Keke. You don't also it's me Eddie about Onwan Kasan also offer. Thank you for speaking the truth for women. We are grateful for you, and I will dash you one woman, but Maestro won't get one. And also so it's me Eddie about We're so free reverse nation. Also great show by all standard. Fache Daybreak is the new deal. Offer our security systems in our country is very bad. Corruption everywhere. And also so Ediaba, Papa PV Jantwa Boatin Datson at the good morning. And all the Abamini so I join the conversation. No, Ewo Echre Dominic Echampon also good morning. Watching you live from Ama Saman, Accra. And also so Etimi at the Abedomi Ewaha. We're so free high time GH. Also the MPP and NDC are now afraid that the third force will reveal their corruption and how they have mismanaged our economy. It will happen and their parties will collapse in our country. We need message kakra on Facebook. For Mamenko on WhatsApp. Na yini in Komo kakra. We free 2 p.m. Asante Mampon. I said, why is the NPP behaving as if they have not been in government before? We saw your abysmal performance in government and the hardship we went through. So why the unnecessary noise today? Give us a break. Let His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and his able ministers build the better Ghana we all want. NPP, never again. Greetings to Chairman Nana Akwesi, Ashanti Regional Chairman. Maintain. And also so Etimi Ediaba.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Say. Yeti Walasan.
Mekia Kankam. Na kaya Kankam kaya ano say so de yaw e ya dia Nyankopon en na wojida e fa yaw en ya dia dead force there en ya dia bit my see o Ghana ha say oba so obeye ya there it's onya parliament so onya ba ko Ghana so kama wa eno Ghana for bit my see etiu na so de yaw ko ti ade dia ne forget na ya dia ye be do it that's it.
All right. Yes, that's it. And okay, reading some of the messages we have.
Plus, I'm here. Also, you people should understand that the third force won't happen in Ghana unless coup d'etat. And also, Eddie Abba on Facebook. When you so I'm reading messages way and from I'm watching you live from Insawem Adoejiri. My name is Vincent Odro, aka Proverbs 29. My greetings to incoming Vice Chairman, Lawyer Samuel Ado, Honorable Elvis Efriye Ankra, and Honorable Malik Basentali, YEA CEO. And also,
hello, good morning.
Good morning. Me pacho your friend Solomon me kase kwa.
Solomon yetio.
Me so me sem kakra me kan say Ghana ha na yɛwɔ no ankasa no yɛnyɛ obi a n'ani ɛden na ɔbɛtumi aboa yɛn a ɛnoma sɛ yɛa na bɛkɔ so ɛfiri sɛ adeɛ bi wɔ nom a wotumi sɛ mpanimfoɔ no yɛ no ɛnyɛ ba akora na ɛyɛ no wɔ fam a nkɔm bɛtea no anaasɛ mbɛte no atom ba obi bɛtumi ayɛ adeɛ ɛnam sɛ wɔwɔ dibire no nti no ne yɛayɛ no firii ne wɔkɔ nti ɛba saa na ɛha yɛ yutu no paa nti mo nso mo kasa mfa ma yɛ sɛ bɛyɛ a biribiara bɛkɔ so kamakama ɛde ama yɛ bɛda mo ase bebree ne mo nso mo nkyerɛkyerɛ a mo kyerɛkyerɛ yɛda mo ase
yɛda ase sɛ wogye berɛ na wohwɛ yɛn anɔpa bi a Maestro.
Of our Weso Free Humble Lion. Also, good morning, Brother Kojo. What Mr. Kankam is assuming is our dear party capable of doing it. We a personal officer, Mr. Kennedy Kankam, Ewo Ahanum Ede Amaye. Weso Free Prince. Also, good morning to you, Brother Kojo, and entire panelists. Keep on with your good work. Although I agree with the speaker, it is very difficult to get that third force. However, I think we can do that through election of more independent candidates to our parliament to initiate that change. Good morning to you, Brother Kojo, and the entire panelist. Okay, I think say we a message and can read that.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Open it down where the enough yintio. Yintio or
Mama demanded to me so the guy the fire make a picture. Ma, I didn't want to share. Down in paying for no, I said, oh, to my promise and engineer. Because you can my professional. You know, ma, as I'm back to San, what can I say? What I'm okay, if I kill a month for it. You know, you do a gun hand then. Na FDF for no amama man down no mu juma moya nde uhwa dread se kodu ama yedi na yodo beans ewa edra mantin atiebo line adro yedi she beans no na kwata ma no fudi no mata ni enyan no mo lesa kamu emu na mo kabi ubehu di etie mo tamase.
Yes, that's it. Do I have messages?
With free careless music, because why are they afraid of third force? We are coming like Kakai.
Kennedy say wishful thinking because we be our can once we sanza na muntu ni ede muntu ana muntu ya ba nyaya na nka MPP ni NDC ni ho we sanza hwan na ba o ti yebuso
of I say the base or the base or
BB anyway friend the base.
Say base no.
Beer bar.
BB anyway friend in the base.
The base who's a beer bar wa da
a sport.
Sport and beer bar.
And also ever.
Jamu japo yebuso ase call bia opese uplisia na wa manwa ye ntema ma ye say messages ni wi a yemfa of refu. Good morning.
Good morning.
Openi yetio.
So Miss David can say, like it, or man, there are riddles be great. As a seller, I am more serious. It is a little bit no way to be here. I'm going to obey fancy. I'm going to say, anybody there. That's it.
All right, that's it. And okay, and son, make up birthdays no sooner. Abijafo, yes, sorry, Bibi or what? Mopese mode eto ye ne ya hwefo ene ye tiefo anymore. Lawyer.
Yo, they can match ya. President Mahama na Masanachia Atoforsen, Vice President, and a party penny for na Madam Wasese. Omokoso Omobo Juma Ama Omaya no Sebi, so Biasi Ghana ye Ghana yede. Inflation above from 3.8. Foreign reserve I increase it to over 13 to 14 billion. President net target is about 2029, near to make 20 billion. Now the message is appointees na omanya you know so muntwa mane mehwe form 4 no na omonso so inya kakra mfa ndidi said e be ya 2028 ni betimi ayire ho ayadwuma obi ade ne nsa ba beso mu bi na MPP atwa sama matra opposition bio o me benya be 28% na chese bibia koso ama NDC na omanya no so ayeye na Ghana ni bia ho ato no said obi ho ato no sabre ya ewo mi
Martin that's out of faith. Mr. Philip APJ.
Boss, the back is a view about con a can cool it down was. Now, Mr. say, cool it down, the men for you. No, when any time met a gun and maybe a cool it down says, oh, should have formed Mariana have a power. Already, of course, social media. The cool bus is young, a power be a Lusua, and then you free social media. Kachano Bajan was cool it down there and wasa. So, okay, could sorry, Burkina Faso. Ibrahim Traore. As a protection of me as oh, yadi. Side now, person or person you no depa. As you biti Cote d'Ivoire, sorry, Burkina Faso no cadre say ne koso. And I would say no from. And I wouldn't mean Canadian. Can no one say or more. Now, cool ni ba, the other is in the won't ground will be asking. Maybe a 7 going to be girlfriend, police need be girlfriend. A target too. But they say no could be as into Obiat baby and the man a cool is here. I didn't know drop one or power this one. You're not going to be go out now, court no book. Then down court no book. Judge not one who's through. Say, Assembly, not as immunity, so you're buying one, or like I say, Umundibu. Who call Russia could be a friend of Russia. Then the man will be a junior dinner and house of power. Who will be a friend of telephone justice. Say, as soon as you didn't call court, near free. Judge say, or maintain about court, and as soon as you about court, would differ. In our case, in the grand Mayana, I am one who could do and you show Mugres, would differ. In the judge, and the man be a bear not less than 5 years. Who go do how with my council in the way, would differ. Because politically, they be a catch on say, would differ.
To coup d'etat, the moment was.
You know, cry. I buy no one, I say, me and yet, say, I buy no, so any may ya. You bet you will go near demonstration peacefully. Now say, a baby, a banquet is only the Senator, because I'm not a dear Juma, will be on Baton.
All right.
And the Kumania power this war. Associate with the Nobel.
Ken,
Robert, you.
Then you did a have for near
the pass, a nipa union go point. The nipa union, I mean, I gonna pa, and loyalty, go about 30% 2020. But lawyer, why be Yamin can be? I know who's going to sign board, Yamin can be. Dr. Baumia be president in 2029. Your qua member from Yina, Yaquaco Shiano, Independence Square, the Asfana and Manua. Namaya Kana was soon, was yes, Anna was on and Sana was Jeffrey, President Muhammad. Because history say, the Bia president, Bia Bedina Konya Okon, or hand over ma Nipa or Nako contest. It definitely President Mahama or hand over a year Dr. Baomi because on Nako contest. Unse rolling second or handing Marco for no in Nako contest. Kufoko or the Matames, non Atames a contest. Atames no de Manana Kuvar, non in a Kuvara contest. A Kuvado or the Mahama, Namahama Nako contest. And I want to mention Timahama Okon, whatever my Baomi.
But there are always exceptions.
There will be exceptions. That was the way literature review of the way
or basis for another.
Basis to say, I am Mahama, Eddie Bama Kufuan,
there's evidence to it.
Historical antecedents in a mabo boss of their mouses.
All right, I'll open that one. Now, young Kona Woma and Ewa Wodano, Yamao, Awodapa. Yansha se enfi Mrs. Vera Esubonting Jabano. Mrs. Vera Esubonting Jabano. We efi o husband ho Emmanuel Jabano ene o mano emienu nyina say mami happy birthday strong kokwanso nyame onhira. Your Sunday school class English class 3 say womo ema awodapa. Vera happy birthday. Yekoya nimu a Mrs. Hannah Edu Mrs. Hannah Edu ene eyewawoda from your husband Prophet Edu of Bichim Presby Church. Today is your birthday. We want to wish you the best of the day. We are wishing you a happy birthday, Sister Lily. Sister Lily. This is from Ken Woos. Ken Woos say Yamau Awadapa. Enjoy your day. We move on and we want to wish Mama Zad, the Kwabna ene enuanom omani nyina ema a happy 70th birthday. Mama Zad, and the family wishes you the best of the day. Nyame oma onkwa ahodin wom na omfesika enka ho. As we do 70th birthday, let's do this birthday as well. Mrs. Charlotte Spiogabra. Mrs. Charlotte Spiogabra. This is from your husband, your children, and the rest of the kids around the world. And okay, We wish you a 70th birthday, a glorious one at that. Mrs. Charlotte Spiogabra and Ne Ewawoda. We wish you the best of the day. So which other one is left for us to do? It's a happy birthday. And so let me have it in a moment now. Young Wishino, a happy birthday. Maestro, is there anybody's message we've not read?
Alpha, we've read every message over here.
Okay. Could you? I have not got it yet. So, okay. So happy birthday to Lance Corporal Benjamin Kwakwa. Lance Corporal Benjamin Kwakwa inside 4BN Kumase. Abeku, as a young wish you the best of the day. Abeku niema oyentino. Uhia sujani na wabone hombine. So Lance Corporal Benjamin Kwakwa of 4BN Kumase, wish you the best of the day. Glory, glory, glory going out to you. Abusianfo, yashe na watchia ekowie bosome February. On Friday, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama would give us a State of the Nation address. So the build-up will be giving you all the update. And Opey Kennedy Kwesi Kankam, former member of Parliament for the Nshaeso constituency, and Edim Komo Ewofiduemu. Philip Danso Apieje, he is a lecturer and also a public advocate. And Opey Yadanwase Samuel Ado Otu, lawyer. Finance Committee Chairman for the NDC in the build-up to the year 2024 elections. He's vying for the National Vice Chairman position when they open nominations. And Opey Kaakyire Afia Kaakyire Nafe Maestro Medini Kojo Marfo on behalf of the production crew and the technical department. Juma Wamwaye Ediamaye Wamkahubi and Anope Bia Tenefidi so amuhuyen na mode eka ho nyame yen adoma